Hello.
Hi.
Here we go. It is finally time. I need to move things around really quick. There we go.
Hello, hello.
Here is Jan. Mr. Jan E. Chroma himself.
I only make paid appearances, so that's why I had to bait out a gift sub real quick.
Okay, hello everyone. It is finally time. We're starting a little bit early. It is 5 minutes before 8, but we are finally doing the V13.5 dev commentary. This has been a year coming, almost. Because it's been almost a year since V13.5 released, which is crazy. Like time has gone by so incredibly fast. It is wild.
They said I'm a little quiet.
Are you quiet? Oh, hang on, let me up your volume in Discord. I already have you set in max. Why? Hang on, let me up just the general volume then.
Discord's always weird about volume, stuff like that.
Okay, I think it should be better now. Is it better now?
Can you hear me?
For every time
I'm the star of the show.
It gets louder. Okay, by the way, there will be a Q&A section a little bit later into the stream, but I will say... Okay, what the hell?
What happened?
200 euros! A donation! Oh, we hit the Dakimakuri. We hit the Dakimakura spectacles. No, we didn't. We got the Charms one. Fuck, what am I saying? It's a Charms! Okay, before we continue that... 1,000 euros raised means that I'm going to do a charm giveaway. This is an actual physical reward that I will be doing. I will be doing the actual giveaway on
okay. Making Jan louder.
Making Jan louder. I will be doing the actual giveaway on like through Blue Sky and Twitter probably. There will be just like a form that I will let people enter, and then we can then they can join the giveaway. This will be for everyone to join. You don't have to donate to join. This is not something that you need to have donated for in order to be able to get to participate, but I will arrange this after the stream. However, what I can arrange right now is letting you guys decide which character I draw for this charm.
Wait, so we reached 1,000 at least?
Yes, we did reach 1,000.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, I am very happy. Thank you so much. I have two things I want to say before I let you guys do a poll. There's 3 options, essentially. I have 2 charm designs that I could immediately send to the company that makes the charms and get those printed. I have those for id from Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I have a double-sided charm design for Okarun from Dun ready to go, because I already wanted to order one for myself. I could do that. Then there's the second option, which is finishing up the sketch that I have of a potential charm design that I did for fun of Asen. That is... Yep. I got a response out of that. But I also
you
could
pronounce
just...
him as Asen?
Asen.
I say Asen.
Asen works too. It's fine either way.
Tomato.
Yeah, pretty much. Or I could just do an entirely new design. So it's up to chat. What would you? I will do a short poll, and then you guys can choose like if you want a different character. Let me
Bro, she's very fluent in the keyboard.
New character. Okay, I will do a poll for 3 minutes, and then we can decide. Here we go. Oh god! What the hell? You guys!
Wow.
Oh my god!
Oof, good morning.
It's because I showed up.
I think
I can't help being so popular.
Thank you for your presence.
You're welcome.
Oh my god, thank you so much for the 222 euros and 96 cents. What the fuck? Thank you. Genuinely. Oh my goodness. We are going to absolutely crush this stretch goal at this rate. I just realized.
All donations made during this time will be going to me. Thank you very much.
No, it's no.
Yum, 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 yum.
Wow, you're just eating the money that is going to the fucking charity. Damn.
Yes.
What the fuck?
I mean, I'm a
okay,
charity.
I see a lot of votes going to the Asen charm one. By the way, I can show you the sketch actually that I have for it. I posted it on Twitter a while back. I would have to find it really quick, but I will find it. Let me go search for it really quick. While we wait for the poll to finish. How have you actually been, Jen?
I'm gonna wear a shirt saying "Stealing from Charity is so cool," with like 2 exclamation points at the end.
Oh, here it is. It wasn't that far down.
It's so rad. Steal for more.
Damn. Okay. I think there we go. This is the one that I had already. So this is what it's gonna roughly look like, and then I probably will do a design for the other side. For the other side,
I like that.
with a different facial expression. So yeah, I see it. I don't think I have to let this poll finish to know what I have to do. So I think it's decided.
Well, the answer is pretty clear.
Yeah, this will be the charm that I will do. I will finish up the Asen sketch, and that's where I will do a giveaway off. So thank you. I will write it down really quick. Stretch goal Asen charm. Just have a little inconsistency. Raise 13.5 million euros will be a rejuve flow. I think
that's really reasonable, to be honest.
I think I would get the fucking tax office on my ass. It's like, what are you doing with that money?
Wait, hold on, let them cook. I like the amount that we were discussing.
She said it. She said the thing. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna keep the guitaring up there. It's gonna stay there. What am I running over with my chair? I heard like something. Oh, it's just like a
probably like a
lid.
wire.
No, it was like a plastic lid from a cup of the mango that I ate earlier. So
Gotcha.
Just fell out of my trash can apparently. You misclicked on the poll. Okay, yeah, Asen wins. That's yep. Okay, well that was a good start of this section. Holy shit, we haven't even started talking about the development.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
I just don't. I'm just that good. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah. God damn. Okay. Let's start from the beginning. What 0.5 was initially supposed to be? I think that's probably a good point to start.
What the hell was it supposed to be?
It was supposed to just be like side quests, right?
God, what was? Like legitimately, I don't.
I think it was because, like I remember that we said in the V13 stream that we were originally gonna split off the side quests that were supposed to be in base V13.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah,
and I think
13's development was so shitty.
Yeah,
and crappy.
It was very time consuming.
I want this game out now.
Yeah, we just were like, okay, we need to cut.
Yeah,
we need to draw a line here.
I was like. The scope is too, like I became a victim of scope creep.
Yep.
And also COVID, and I was like, I'm done with this. I need to release this right now, or I'll go insane. So I did, and I was like, okay, well, that's out, so I'm gonna do the side quests and stuff. And then I was like, but what if I fell to scope creep again? That would be fun.
That's literally what happened too. I think the side quests that were intended to be in 0.5 were. I
don't even think they made it in. Like, to be honest, the original ones.
I think the Xenogene one was supposed to be in base V13, I believe. Because you made a star on it, and people found, like, spare events stuff.
Oh, yeah. And everyone screenshotted the comment of Melia being like, people will not like me as the main character.
Right. Then there was, Cellgain. I think there's also one that's good to talk about, considering that one just changed completely during 0.5's dev cycle.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk too much about it because I'm still like it's like not exactly what it was supposed to be, but I'm still not done with it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm not gonna like go into specifics, but I mean people already, I guess, data mine.
Yeah, like they found the maps and saw stuff from the unfinished stuff there, but
yeah, there's gonna be a quest with Melia and Venom and the player, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna go too into what the premise was, but basically it was gonna be just the player and Venom going through a castle together. And I still want to do this eventually, so I really don't want to go too into it. So because this is still on the table, you know.
Yeah.
So that's all you get, basically. But then later I started doing the Reggie quest. I'm like, you know what? This is the perfect place for the Registeel quest. So I kind of transformed it into that. It's still the same castle. It's just a
different area.
It's like underground. It's like the underground
the cellar,
factory.
basement, stuff like that. Yeah. On the topic of side quests, the Reggie Ice and Reggie Rock ones. What was the thought process going into that specifically, or what did you have like planned up front?
Well, the primary objective of the Reggie quest, which I think is really like apparent, is that I really wanted to go into the Protectors' backstories and give them more character, because they don't show up that often, and when they do, it's like very plot focused, so you don't really get a chance to see who they are. So basically when I was doing those Reggie quests, I was like, okay, somehow I have to make it so that the player can learn everything they can about these 3 characters. And yeah, it kind of bloomed from there.
Yeah.
Into what it is now.
Then okay, I'm trying to think of what else was added for side quests.
There really wasn't like anything that I had an idea for like a side quest kind of made itself into the main Paragon and Renegade stuff.
Yeah, true.
Oh, Odessa.
Oh, right, yeah.
I'm gonna be real with Odessa. She was like, a lot of characters I make are very like planned and very like, I don't like. I Odessa's different in a way, because one day I was like, what if Princess that was kept in a cellar by her evil dad, and I was like, let's make this Disney, you know. It's very Disney, but like,
yeah,
she was very like an overnight character.
Yeah.
And I usually don't like to do that, but I was like, I don't know, I kind of wanted to try something with. I was thinking, okay, to be frank, I was watching the Manaphy movie with some friends, and it got to the part where they did the heart swap thing. I was like, oh my god, I have to do this somehow, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, what if Odessa? And literally, that's literally what happened in my head. Her name like appeared before her design even came to like fruition.
Yeah. Arrow, thank you so much for the 50 euros. And also earlier, there was a 25 euro donation from Bibli and a 5 euro donation from Anonymous. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
We are getting actually pretty close to this goal, I think. I can't
goal?
fucking
Wow.
see. It's like really, really... Okay, no, it's tiny. We're already over halfway to the goal. So that's crazy. Thank you. Okay, so Odessa, but then there's, on the other hand, which is a very much planned out side quest, which was the Anna side quest. The ending with Dylan and everything.
The Anna side quest is really interesting because, well, okay, I'm not gonna say anything because what I was originally thinking, because, well, I'll tell you about it later, but not on stream, but because I don't want to say it out loud.
Yeah.
It was originally planned for 13, obviously, but then, like I said before, I got real burned out towards the end. I think everyone did.
Yeah.
Just like the whole 2020 thing kind of killed everybody. But I'm actually really glad I saved it for 0.5, because I don't think like the way it went through and the way it ended, it was what was always intended. But I think I wouldn't have done as good of a job on it if I did it during 13th cycle, because I really, like, towards the end, I don't really like to admit it, but I started to cut a few corners because I was just that tired.
Yeah.
And I was that pressure to get something out, and I kind of regret that, but it is what it is.
Yeah. We kind of had this thing with the testing period as well, compared to V13, or at least like V13 compared to 0.5. V13, we just rushed through testing like crazy, in comparison to 0.5, where we actually took like a few months to actually just test everything, because we needed to make sure that everything was working this time, because we did not want a release that was similar to V13. It was such a fucking pain. It was not worth all the pain and hassle. Also, thank you, Moon, for 25 euros again. Thank you so much. That's a pretty funny number that we're at right now. Fucking elite number. Wow.
What? Oh. I already know it in the moment you said elite.
Right, so I'm actually kind of glad that most of the side quests were capped for 0.5. Primarily because then we were actually able to be focused on it.
A big reason why I wanted to cut it into 2 parts because I knew how important those side quests were and how, like, I really wanted to do a good job, and I knew if I did it then it wouldn't come out the way I wanted it. So I was like, all right, gotta put my foot down and be like, all right, I need to do this later, not right now, with my mental state. Yeah.
Besides, it was also for V13. We of course had during that dev cycle was when Gen 8 released, and we had to wait until like we actually waited until Gen 8 was out, so we knew what we had to add into the game, because we decided already, like, hey, we're gonna add Gen 8 in this version in that case. We waited a couple of months of that after the announcement, and that also took time to implement, and let's not get started on the fucking nightmare that is Dragon Darts, because I would give several people on the programming end agita, so...
I never had to deal with that, so I'm sleeping very nicely tonight.
Yeah, I'm very glad I don't have to look at it. I don't see it. What I do see are illusion bugs, the never-ending illusion bugs.
Yeah, I was literally thinking about the Zoroark bugs. And they're still here with us today.
They just don't end. They're just always there. It sucks.
Yeah, you can't see them right now, but they're in the stream. They're waiting.
Yeah. So there was just like, where am I going with this again? I was trying to recall what I wanted to say. Right, Gen 8 implementation. There was the sprite project. There were a lot of front sprites for Gen 8, but then me and a few others, like I think Krona also helped out, and a few other people helped with making back sprites for everything, because there were just no back sprites.
I'm noticing a pattern with that though. Every gen, everyone wants to do the front sprites, but when it comes to the back sprites, no one does the fucking back sprites. I mean, you can't really blame them. It's such an
ungrateful job.
Yeah.
But it, like if you're gonna make a sprite set, at least do both. Make it complete. Like do both.
That's just us crying.
Oh. What?
There's no obligation to make back sprites, but we're just crying. We're begging for our lives, please.
I am always delegated to back sprite duty whenever a new gen comes out. Like, I'm so fucking grateful that it's a little different this time around with Gen 9, because Solja has been doing so much work, and it's just been hard carrying all of the Pokemon
saving
spriting.
Our lives, basically.
Oh my god, thank god, honestly. But I use, like, for Gen 7, Gen 8, I was doing so many back sprites. I was, like, dying on the inside. I was like, oh, I don't want to do these, but I have to do them because they need to be used in game, and if they don't have back sprites, it sucks.
We should have just did with the... I don't know if you've seen, like, the beta stuff that got leaked, but, like, they just put PNGs of the artwork as placeholder. We should have just done that with the white borders and everything.
Oh my god.
No
That's pretty
transparent
funny.
spaces.
That is pretty funny. Yeah, so then this version, thankfully, did not have a new gen added. Unfortunately, that is going to be the case for V14. But we were already, I think we're already a little bit further ahead with that than we were with Gen 8 at this point.
We definitely 100% are.
Yeah, because we have most of the sprites. There's only some back sprites missing. Shinies are a different thing, but... those are fun. Easy. They're just like great colors. It's just fun to do.
I love doing those when just watching a video. Or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can just kill time and do like a couple of like 10 different shinies or something. Like it's not time consuming at all. I will already say I have made sure that Ceruledge and Armor Rouge got good shinies. I think you did Armor Rouge, right? Did you do Armor Rouge?
Did I?
I think someone else did Armor Rouge. Did I do Armor Rouge? I don't know.
I think you did. I think you did both of them. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Well, I
don't know.
mean, both of them have distinguishable shinies. They are actually different.
Before we even got the sprites, Zumi was like, "They are mine."
Yeah.
period.
I was like, we are going
like,
to make
okay.
sure that
I'm
those
not
look
gonna
good.
fight you. You can have them.
I'm just gonna. I want good shinies. Just Summerledge is my favorite one from Gen 9. I just wanted to do it justice, you know. I felt so fucking robbed.
I was the one. I blindly hunted those things when the game came out. And I was like, I can't wait to see what the shiny looks like. And then I just saw
Looks
one
like
with a blue
fucking
flame as
dog
an eye.
water.
I was like, oh, Charcadet. Maybe it's just this thing. And then I evolved it, and I was like,
Why?
what the hell happened?
Yeah, like what happened? They
I
literally
was really
switched
upset about
eye
that.
colors. It's just like why? I mean, I do like the default
I get
color
the-
palette. Like, don't get me wrong, but it's just like
Oh, it's great,
were
and I get the thought
hoping.
process.
Yeah.
It's because like it's the thought process is that it's like a suit of armor brought to life. So the armor itself is not the Pokemon. I get it.
yeah,
But it doesn't matter because they do other things like
Yeah.
Kamala
yeah,
has like a different stomp color, and
yeah.
Ikaton has a different hammer color, and that's what like
Yeah.
all of it.
Which is like crazy because if you do look at like some of the other shinies in this gen, like the fucking Cetitan and Citadel look fantastic. I love Cetitan shiny. It's like the black,
one of the
white, and
best ones.
orange. I
Yeah.
shiny hunted that because that one is like that's straight up one of my favorite ice type Pokemon nowadays. Like I love Cetitan. That thing is so cool.
It's too bad it sucks.
I know, but I like that one. I don't care. That sucks.
Oh, to be an ice type.
Ugh, ice types. Whoa, ice type be upon you.
A curse.
Oh, Mouse shiny. Jesus Christ. How are you going to be able to see that? That one is even worse, honestly, than Ceruledge.
We did not make the Ceruledge sprite. We got that. We got it online.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think
it's King of the Crossroads.
Yeah.
I want Cetitan to be good. But it's fine.
Oh yeah, when the shinies in Gen 9 are good, they're amazing. But when they're bad, they're bad.
Yeah, there's like I feel like Gen 9 in general is like has like very high highs and really low lows in both.
That's like the whole theme of the game.
Yes.
Like every
It's
in
just
every
so-
aspect.
Like cause the really high highs are so damn good, and it's just
No
like,
middle ground.
there is no middle ground, and it sucks. I want it to be everything to be good, of course, because if everything was on the level that the high highs were, then I'm just like that would have just instantly made it my favorite gen. Like that's not even a question, but it's like ugh, there's just a lot of things that are just bad about Scarlet and Violet. I'm just like, no, you were this close. If it just had like a year or two longer to cook, then it would have been so much better. It couldn't be. It couldn't be like that. It is what it is.
What else even happened during the like 5 development stream or development cycle?
Well, we have generally speaking like Paragon and the Renegade split. That might be good to talk about.
Right. Oh, actually, before I get to those two, we forgot about the big elephant in the room, Terajuma.
Oh, right, of course.
Getting completely remade.
Right.
I think I was just tired of that island being terrible. That's
right.
literally-
I remember what happened. You were like, initially you were looking into getting doing Terajuma justice without reworking everything, and I was like, I think at this point it's just so fundamentally flawed as it is right now that you need to just start over and do it again. Just to absolutely make sure that you nail it this time, and then
I think it started. It started with Cass. Like she was playing through it, and then she was like, "This part is really bad." I'm like, "Yeah."
And then when we were talking in DMs for a little while, and it was just like, I think now if there's a time to do this, it would be now, because we are doing more than we were planning anyways, and we might as well just take this chance to just completely redo this area and make sure that it's good now. So
I was really on the fence about it because I really did not want another 13 cycle, and I knew I could do it faster this time, and I technically did.
yeah,
But I'm very susceptible to scope creep. I am Scope's little victim. I can't help it.
I
Once
mean,
I start
get it.
something, I'm just I'm just like, but what if more? But what if more? But what
Yeah.
if more?
But I do think like you do like even if you do fall for it, I think because 2 years is kind of like the most that it takes, usually speaking. I think it does pay off in terms of quality because I think from what I've noticed, and I don't want to speak for other people, of course, but from what I've noticed, I feel like I don't think Terajuma has ever been liked as much, or the game as a whole, because
never.
It's kind of like
Not even a
wild
question.
how much the opinion has shifted, and that's like from my own personal view, of course. I feel like I feel like the general atmosphere surrounding the game has changed a lot after 0.5, which is a good thing,
sure.
and I'm very glad for it, honestly. But yeah, because in the Terajuma rework we have what was the stuff that got changed entirely? The addition of Halo
changed?
Jack and what is the fucking island? The little island that got added. Genoa Pass. That's what. That's what. It was.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know what you were talking about for a second.
It's like, what is it called? Right, I remember.
Question mark?
Yeah.
Well, before I get into those islands, there was some things I wanted to like. Okay, so you know how like the whole group gets split up?
Yeah.
Eventually, like they're like, oh, we'll stay at the ship while you guys go and do the fun stuff.
Yeah.
And originally, like the reason why they split up is not a good reason. I mean, I'm not that ashamed to talk about it now, but like, when you have a lot of characters constantly, it is such a pain to like work with, because you always have to make sure all 8 characters, or how many of them were like animated, they have to all be in the conversations all the time. And back then I just wasn't for it. I was like, you know what, I'm tired of all these people, let's throw them into a closet. But this time around I was like, no, they have to stick around, because this is like the only time they get.
Yeah.
You know, just like, so like, you know what, I'll bite the bullet. Everyone is here, you know, Smash Brothers, everyone is here. Like,
everyone is here.
Everyone is here, and they're not going anywhere until they absolutely have to, which is like around the beginning of I think it's chapter 7.
Chapter
8?
7 was
whichever the chapter is after Angie, and you have to go to the room.
That's chapter 8.
Like that. At 8, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, 8. There's not much I can do. Like, I did the little band-aid being like, oh, you can bring one friend with you.
Yeah.
And there's a secret third option that
most people didn't even realize was secret, because they just talked to her. It was like, oh, hey, I can
they
take
talked to her,
Reina.
and she'll, yeah.
And then people didn't realize you could take Chrysler, for example. It was just like, oh, it was so funny.
Like I literally just included her because I wanted the funny secret third option.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm thinking about doing more characters you could bring later.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not a priority right now because I want to focus on new stuff. But
I know you initially had like planned to bring Crawli along as well, I believe. But
yeah,
that one just kind of was like.
If I do another one, if I bring anyone else, like he's gonna be the next.
Yeah.
I don't know who else I would be able to bring besides him, but.
I mean, well, Valerie and Saki just immediately run off because of crab.
Yeah, yes. Valerie gets crabbed.
So they just disappear.
So, yeah, they can't go. They're not allowed.
Saki crab. What else? Right. What was going through your mind when you came up with Bestie Beatdown?
I don't know if I can explain that. There simply is just no explanation for that. I wanted a cool fight scene, right?
Yeah.
I was like, let's try it out. Because back then I wanted to do more intense events, but back then RPG Maker just could not handle it. Right? Like anything that's too crazy, like the game will start chugging and like throw itself in the recycle bin and delete all your files like instantly, you know?
Yeah.
But with the MK upgrade, I was like, okay, I can do something here. Yeah. and I pushed it to the freaking limit.
Yeah. I just immediately have to think about Ame. Now she didn't like the usage of the word bestie.
Oh, she did not. She had a mental breakdown. And I'm still so happy about that. I know it's so shady to be like, oh, I love giving some people mental breakdowns, but for Ame specifically, her reaction to that scene just gave me like any life energy that I lost was instantly regained.
Like, oh god, it's so funny.
I still have a pin. I go back whenever I'm feeling. Yeah, whenever I'm sad, I'm like, let's go back to Ame's suffering, and I'll feel so much better.
Moon, we're talking about Bestie Beatdown and how Ame does not like the usage of the word bestie. she was going through it every time it showed up in Game's dialogue.
That word has haunted meanings for Ame personally, so like whenever she sees it, like she spins like a P&D, you know?
Yeah. Oomphy Beatdown for V14. Oomphy.
Ooh, I love Oomphy Beatdown, but it doesn't roll off the tongue as well as Bestie Beatdown, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Oomphy Onslaught.
Oomphy Onslaught! Well, if you see it show up at some point, you heard it here first, folks.
Oh my god, this changes everything.
God. Changes everything. The entire course of Rejuvenation's development has been changed now.
I completely lost my train of thought because I'm thinking about Oomphy Onslaught.
You were talking, just the question was anyways about Bestie Beatdown and that kind of stuff, so I don't think it really was going anywhere.
The gears in my head.
Yeah, Bestie Beatdown counts as you use the move beat up. True.
I mean, literally, it is what that is.
The comment
sometimes
about... I'm just thinking about...
Sometimes I'm like in bed at like 4 a.m. trying to go to sleep, and then the Squidward meme where his like eyes like slap right open, like veins in his eyes, sweat going down his head. Like that's how my ideas come to me.
Oh, that was the same for like fucking Gumidara, because I remember that you messaged me like in the middle of the night, just.
It was like 5 a.m.
and you just messaged me
sweat pouring down my face.
Gumi Village!
Gumi Village in all caps. And then I went back. I never explained. I went back to sleep like immediately after that.
Sparring with us during the Blade Star attack in CH.
Oh god.
13 if you exposed Flora.
Okay, so I just got a question for the tips. There's not really a Q&A section yet, but I think we can still answer this.
Sure,
would you say Clear is actually good at acting? Some of the things she does disguise of reason make me wonder, like when she just walks away muttering about doing a bad job of sparring with us during the Blade Star attack in chapter 13 if you expose Flora. I think we've both mentioned it a couple of times on Reborn before, but Clear just kind of does what she thinks Risa would do in a situation. Without putting genuine thought into it, I would say.
Yeah, she's everything she says has there's no intent. There's no thoughts. You know, I always like to like compare her to ChatGPT or like AI in general. Like you tell the AI something and it sounds like it's a real person sometimes, but there's nothing.
There's nothing behind
it. Yeah.
And that's exactly why the whole stuff with what Venom does in the cold storage, the whole joke about the balls just completely flies over her head because she doesn't realize what the intention is.
Yeah, she legitimately just does not understand.
Yep.
The innuendo there.
She just does not really understand like what is actually being said. She just says it because she thinks that's what Risa says. And she probably does say that. The actual Risa would have probably said that. Because Risa is just she would be acting like that. I do think that Claire does a mostly good impression of people. But it's just missing just that nuance, essentially. Yeah.
She always sounds like it's like... Risa would act like that, but I feel like Claire kind of exaggerates it a little bit because obviously AI is never that.
Yeah.
Like it's like always like 80%.
Yeah. It's enough to not cast too much suspicion on her by the general public, essentially. It's just she was acting way too off. People would probably be like, hey, this doesn't seem like what Risa Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Burp. But it's
a computer.
it's a little bit. Her behavior is in the uncanny valley essentially.
Yeah.
Like it veers.
She only
into that
really
area.
acts natural, like natural in quotations, when she's just being herself.
Yeah.
If that's really anything, because when she's acting herself, I don't think she even realizes that
Yeah.
she has no personality. She's just talking.
Yeah. How much of the commentary did I miss? We've been going for 35 minutes, so not
Yeah,
too
we started
crazy
a little
long.
early. So
Yeah.
yeah.
His greatest weakness is a captcha. Someone just put it.
Oh my god, what clear captcha? That's the question.
Clear captcha.
I think she would fail it.
I feel like she just probably can't quite read it. Like,
I mean, if I don't know if she would fail it or not, because like with the captcha, like you just have to look at the image, right? You can process that.
But maybe because there's like scribbles for it, it's just like, what does it say? Like, the human mind would be able to like make it out, but then maybe if it's like too vague, she's just like.
I feel like it would take her a little while.
Yeah.
Just like very slightly.
It takes too long, maybe just long enough for people to be like suspicious.
If it takes a human 5 seconds, it'll take her like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Like that's the difference.
Became solid for her. I'm not sure if that works. Okay, well, we are at 1,412 euros. We are a little less than 400 euros away from unlocking the V14 track. If we do unlock it, I will preview it here on stream as well. And I will publish it. It will be on SoundCloud, because it's easier to preview it that way and then remove it later and re-upload it when the official releases. But yeah.
I don't mean to bait, but it's a real good one.
Yeah. It is, I have said it before, but it is probably my best work to date.
When I heard it, I was like, wow, it really sounds like, well, I'm not gonna,
yeah.
You're just gonna have to reach the goal if you want to hear more.
Yeah.
You know?
Anyways, again, by the way, just to make sure, none of the money that is raised during this stream is going to us, it's going to a good cause, so.
That's not true. I said at the beginning of the stream, all donations made during this part go to me.
If you get my stream taken down, I'm blaming you. You fucking bastard. Anyways, V13.5. Maybe we should talk about the actual karma file stuff now.
But wait, there's one thing we forgot.
What?
Grand Dream City.
Right. The big city overhaul.
That one didn't have as much thought as, or maybe that's not the right way to say it. It didn't have as much intent or energy behind Terajuma, because that one, Terajuma was just kind of.
It was kind of a necessity.
We spoke about that one, but for Grand Dream City, basically, I just wanted to just kind of streamline the graphics a little bit more. I wanted the city to be a little bit more manageable.
I also feel like, especially the older Grand Dream City, was it was so large, and there was not much in it. It felt very empty for how big it was. And that's why it also felt like it probably was really easy to get lost in. Like, I feel like this version of Grand Dream City, I still hear people that they get lost in it, but it's so much easier to manage compared to...
You're supposed to get lost in it at first, you know? Like, that's the whole point. You're supposed to walk around and, like... I made it a point to make every single part of that city distinct in its own way. Yeah. No part of the city looks the same.
Yeah. I had to laugh because I literally, like, earlier today was looking at Blue Sky again, and I saw Moon's sketches of her playthrough as Kiddo, and the sketch of Kiddo getting lost in Grand Dream City and just flopping over Imodea's apartment just sticks out in my memory now.
Well, I saw images on Blue Sky last night, and one of them was Kieran in a dress, and I really appreciated that one.
Oh yeah. That was just really good. It was like among like a bunch of really normal sketches, and then there was just Kieran in his dress.
I was like, you know what, Kieran, if this is what you love, I support you 100%. And he kind of slayed it, I'm not gonna lie. Like it kind of worked it.
You've never been to New York? I haven't, but
no, I've never been. Don't know it. Never been. Never heard of it. But yeah.
Yeah. It's probably just like some bumfuck town somewhere in Eastern Europe or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so Grand Dream City, there is just like I do really like that it feels very much more alive, especially like the differences between day and night as well. Like the crowds gather during the day, but then when it's nighttime, it disperses. So it just becomes a lot quieter.
Yeah,
There's like
and
some couple of NPCs that come out that normally aren't around during the day, stuff like that.
And to be honest, I feel like I still haven't really hit the mark of where I want it. So I feel like over time I'm gonna keep adding to the city. Not like main plot wise, just like details. You know,
like
more
little
crowds.
things, more crowds, more people talking.
Mostly at night. I know nighttime is supposed to be a little emptier, but just just have something.
Like a little bit more nightlife.
Yeah.
Like maybe have a little busier, like a little busier in the fucking back alleys or something.
Yeah.
Like there's actual club nightlife going on.
To be honest, the reason why the back alley is like not that crowded outside during the nighttime is because they're all at the club. You know, they're all
true. They should be at the club.
They're all having fun. Yeah, all the characters were they should be at the club right now.
Yes,
you know?
True.
But they have to go through the horrors instead.
Yeah. Oh, while we're on the topic of Grand Dream City, the Nightmare Casino. I feel like that might be a good one to talk about as well, because it's one of the gyms that's undergone the most changes out of any of the gyms.
Quotation marks gyms.
Yeah. It's not really a gym, but
yeah. I mean, it basically is.
Yeah, it is. It is a gym, and it's also kind of not, but it also is. It's still a puzzle, but it's not really presented as a gym at first, I would say.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
With the casino, the Nightmare City stuff was just not working out. I didn't really like how I did it last time. The whole Nightmare City in version 13, the base game, you could tell I just cranked that out in like a few hours, and I was like, yep, that's it.
I remember the first version that you did of the Nightmare City, which had you like going after Zeta and and the whole thing.
I wanted more of a compact experience. Grand Dream City was already big enough.
Yeah.
And every time I changed the tile set, I have to change Nightmare City. I was like, you know what? That's it. We're going gambling. People think that like it was like inspired by Persona, but I literally just did the casino because I went to the casino like a week before. I was like, this would be cool as a gym. And everyone was like, Persona 5. I'm like, not really. But
I mean, the music that it has now is very much Persona 5 inspired.
The music is different. Now, because the music is inspired, like the whole place is pretty much inspired now.
Yeah, it kind of came full circle eventually.
Yeah.
Yes, it was actually very much Persona 5 inspired. That's the first time I've done like kind of like a jazzy type of, really swing jazz type of thing. Like I've done jazz before, but I'm not very well versed in it. It honestly was one of the harder tracks for me to get right. But I think it turned out well. Hey, 25 euros.
Hey, Jen and Zumi. You two are awesome. Rejuvenation is my favorite game.
Aww.
It's inspired me a lot.
I'm eating good tonight.
I hope this helps for the charity.
Thank you so much, Aras, for the kind words. Thank you for the 25 euros. Royal Flush is so cute. It's
I also wanted
Ooh.
I always want like the gym arenas to be really special, so I was like, you know what? I had to go all out for like the auditorium.
Yeah.
And I still have issues with that auditorium that I will never be addressing, so I'm never going back to. But, just the limitations of like
RPG Maker.
Just sprite work in general and RPG Maker. Yeah.
So you gave Eric a sewer.
What? Oh yeah, I did.
It's like the different.
And to be honest, that sewer's very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, it is very well managed. Nice? Usually speaking,
it probably only smells a little bad instead of like really bad. You know.
Yeah. It also it didn't help.
Yes, there are monsters. There are monsters, but like, what sewer doesn't have monsters? You can't have a sewer without a monster. I won't hear it.
True.
I won't listen.
Sewer monster. Whoa, sewer monster be upon ye. There's like, if you just look at the different arenas, I like that. I like Venom's gym a lot more now because of it actually being like a club in the stage for her. She's at the club. But the concert field is actually quite a new addition, 4.5, of course. Mm-hmm. I think the decision behind that was because Venom felt a little overpowered on that field. The one that she had, like corrosive field, I feel she had before.
Speaking of no middle ground, that girl does not know anything about a middle ground. She's either weak as hell, which is, I mean, for the first gym, I guess that's like not too bad.
Yeah, but it's easing in, you know?
Yeah, but then she gets we lowered the cap because I was restructuring the story a bit, so it went down to like 16, 15, 16, something like that. And then
suddenly she became very difficult.
Yeah, the 5-level drop did wonders for her. She started walling people.
Yeah.
And you probably shouldn't be walled.
No. So then she got her new field, which is a concert field, and I think right now Venom is like at a really, really good spot because I barely hear any complaints about her fight anymore. Like, people are still like, especially people who are new to like the Reborn-verse type of games, they get surprised when they go to the first gym leader and get 6 mons thrown at them. But they're all around like the level cap, which is all completely manageable, and you have the tools available to you to beat that fight. And I think the field also isn't too heavily stacked in her favor in order to, like, so you can easily work around things, I would say.
All you need is Woobat.
Too. Or
Is Woobat even available still?
I don't think, no, not then, but you do have Chingling, I believe. So
Chingling goes hard, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, in that fight.
Chingling and Clink is also available, so...
The moment that fight ends, Chingling's career is over.
Yeah. Well, you have Kata still, you know? Kata is still, like, okay.
I stand by what I say.
But there are better tools to deal with Kata, so...
Yeah. Chingling's a one-hit wonder. It beats Venom, and then he's like, I'm retiring. That's it.
Then there's Kata's didn't change, Marionette's field didn't change. Well, there were some the way the field works, I think got changed a little. But it's not too groundbreaking, I believe. Narcissa didn't change much. Then Valerie also didn't change at all. Her team got changed a little bit. Like, I think the Channeler was swapped out for a Lampent because the Channeler was such when we did the survey on normal mode between versions, which also dug up a lot of choke points for a lot of people, which we completely weren't aware of, because I was genuinely a little bit surprised with that survey, like that there were so many people struggling on so many gyms. Like, I think there were only 2 gyms that didn't have problems, which were Venom and I think Crawli, but even Crawli had like a couple of people like just dying on the floor, I guess. But
we should do another survey. Yeah, eventually
we might. I think that's probably a good one for maybe like after V14.
I like knowing where
check
things
the
stand.
Pulse, you know, it's like a pulse check essentially.
Exactly. Like, and it's hard to know.
Yeah.
How things are going unless you're like always on Reborn checking through every message, and I simply just do not have the time.
And even then, the people who talk on Reborn are still a very small fraction of who actually plays the games, because that's also why we kept the survey anonymous, because there's a lot of people who just do not are too shy or too afraid to speak up in those servers about problems there. Yes, so we also really value.
Surveys are great.
Yeah. We really value the feedback that we got, and I think that the game is in a much better spot for right now. Of course, we're probably going to have to check after V14 anyways with the addition of Gen 9, because that's also going to be a thing.
I just remember we're going to have to
we have to
change some things again.
Yeah. So we have to look at that again anyways.
Change is the only inevitability in life.
But I think Crawli is also in a lot better of a spot for a gym now, because he has a completely different field.
Did I enjoy all of the Incineroar and fire types in the survey and they give me the data survey? No, I didn't.
The fucking starter survey.
I did not enjoy it, to be honest. I think I was like brought to my limit, you know? It's like
I'm at my fucking limit. Seriously, I can't take it anymore.
Like I've had bad moments of mental health in my life, but I feel like overall, when it comes to strength and patience, I have a lot of that, right? But all the Incineroars, I gotta be a little honest. It was almost the end for me. I almost exploded into jelly in my seat. That's all I have to say about the Incineroar.
I remember that when you DM'd me about it. It's like everyone's just sending in fire giants.
Literally, I had to do it again. The survey was invalid.
You the survey.
I had to do it over. I was like, my life, like this is like the most humiliating thing in my life. I have to redo the survey.
Oh God. Oh boy. It doesn't help that Incineroar is actually just genuinely a good Pokemon apparently too. So.
Incineroar is too good.
Yeah.
Every VGC, like every time, like I'm not even like.
I'm not into it either, but I just know that
on Twitter, every time you know that red background with the white boxes and they have all their mons like listed of who's like using a VGC. It's always Incineroar in there.
Incineroar.
I'm just like, I hate this cat.
That fucking cat that I hate.
It doesn't even like it. Every cat in Pokemon turns to be into a furry thing. And it's like, I want my cat. I just want a cat.
I mean, Masquerada is fine, I think.
Okay, Masquerada's
Masquerada gets
design,
a pass.
it kind of slaps. No, I like Incineroar's design though. Yeah. Like I can't even lie. I do like his design, but I'm just like, I want a cat, you know?
Yeah, like a cat.
Or like
not
a cat.
bipedal cat, just a cat on 4 legs, please and thank you.
When I played Sun and Moon, I chose Litten.
Here we go.
What happened?
Q tips 250 euros.
Oh my.
Thank you so much. Oh my god, we are getting really close to this goal.
Bravo por l'argent.
Thank you so much.
We're like 200 off. Or
yeah, bravo. Yeah. We're just getting French and thank you so much, Q, honestly.
Thank you.
Hi.
All proceeds are going to my bank account.
No, stop that. I'm gonna hit you over the head with a frying pan. Anyways, we were talking about gyms.
The long and short of it is that I don't like Incineroar right now. We'll talk later, but right now I don't really want to see him. We're not talking. We're not friends. There's no contact right now, you know? Yeah. Like on my phone, if he tries to call me or hit me up at 3 a.m., I'm like, no.
Block number.
We're not talking right now.
This is a block number.
Respect my boundaries, you know? It's over right now.
It's so over. Okay. We were talking about gyms. Crawli got his field changed, which was a different arena, but his gym also as a whole changed a lot, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It still kept the overall
change.
like
What the fuck?
What happened?
We are 13 euros away from the goal.
13.
Dred just donated 100 euros.
Wow, what a number. 13.
January.
Oh my god. What? I completely lost my train of thought.
Same, I was.
We were talking about Crawli's gym, I think, but also thank you guys so much. Oh my god, we are so close. I'm probably gonna have to post this track, don't I?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I was just saying,
yeah,
like,
there it is. We had to go.
Oh, I was waiting for it, to be honest.
Oh boy. Okay. First of all, thank you guys so much for all of the donations. I am going to have to preview this track, so we will talk about the gyms afterwards. But
okay.
I will preview it. After that, I will immediately put it up on SoundCloud for you guys to listen to again. Yeah. Let me go find this track really quick. Okay, I have to turn off the music and deafen myself for this and mute my mic.
To mute.
So, yeah, enjoy. Here we go. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So that was a song. Thank you guys. I'm so glad you enjoyed. I am.
Those vocals were going hard to me.
Yeah, I was going in it, dude. Oh my god, my throat hurts from singing that. You know, I can make so many noises with my throat at the lungs. That's wild to me. You know. How do I ban a noise from chat spamming? Please. German name for the song. Yes. What this is for, I will leave up to you guys to speculate. I will not say anything about it, but it is a track for V14, so you will hear it in the next update for sure. And you will absolutely stumble across it because it is part of the main story, so it's not locked behind some weird, obscure shit. You will come across it, I promise you. From a sound pack? No, I actually did like a combination of like choir plugins that I like coupled together to make it sound a little bit artificial. Like that's done purposefully. But it's like a mixture of like 3 or 4 different presets, I believe, that I put together and mixed a little so it sounds the way it does. That'll not give me a depression. Not hidden away in some weird shit.
Just a comment. I don't remember who said it, but like during the song, someone was like, "Amber Von Brandt has been real quiet since we dropped this." I was like,
no,
really? She has been, especially in Renegade.
Yeah, Renegade especially.
Real quiet.
Like, yeah.
Real quiet.
I wonder what's up with that.
I don't know. Maybe she's just shy.
I mean, I don't blame her. You know.
Jan, when I get you.
Me when I get you. Okay, where did we leave again? Right, Crawli's gym. Okay, well, maybe if you guys want to talk a little bit more about the track, that's also fine, but what do you... When's Amber's room getting converted into a spirit Halloween star?
Well, to be honest, the Christmas, have you guys heard about Christmas or Spirit Christmas or whatever they're calling it? They're like, there's like a Christmas chain of that
really?
Store now.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Oh no.
I will convert her into Spirit Christmas.
Wait, I get it. Okay, I get it. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Fuck, that got me.
Anyway, on the topic of Crawli Gym, nothing too complicated. Just wanted to take the the
ranger stuff.
Yeah, what's it called? Obstacle course. Yeah, I just wanted to
right.
take the concept of obstacle course and incorporate, like I was talking before. Everyone is here, even during the damn gym.
Yeah.
So, I just made it a little simpler, while also adding more rooms.
I do like that it's like a different types of rooms. Like you have the problem-solving one with the with the relics and the dart tricks. That's like dart throw. Sorry,
jumping through the floor, like when all those panels just open. I kind of missed that, but
that is I think Moon was playing for that a while ago while going for the old versions of Rejuvenation, and just that puzzle is a fucking nightmare.
Oh, I meant the panels from like. God, that gym has so many iterations. I'm not talking about the very, very first one with the webs and all that.
Yeah.
At the end of the old one, there's like you and I lead a jump through.
Oh, right. So it is with the logs still. It's like the one that came after that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the one that was before this one. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, but speaking of the one with the webs, though, I've been thinking about bringing it back.
Oh no.
I can do it better this time, but I will put you all through hell first.
I mean, you can do it in like an optional area, maybe.
I have plans.
Oh boy.
Plans that no one knows about.
No, fine.
And do me after the
You're getting threats in chat, dude.
When am I not? I feel like I enter a chat, I'm like, hey, and all guns are on me immediately. I just said, hey.
Hey. When will Rejuve add in the Reborn Victory box? Oh, fuck. No, we're not gonna do that, by the way. I just realized.
Not another rework.
We surpassed the goal for the Dakimakura. So we have to vote on a character for that one. So, guys, who do you want to fucking dock me up?
Wait, is that the spicy noodles?
It's a safe for work one. So it's the body filler thing.
Oh, I thought you said something else. I thought you said we're talking about the spicy noodle.
No. That one was from the Wheel of Agony, and thankfully it didn't get rolled, so I am safe from suffering. However, I did take a bite out of a lemon after that part was over. Together with my little brother.
It's all about the spicy noodles. Who cares about the lemon?
My lips were burning from the lemon, like, mind you.
Life gives you lemon every day. I want the spicy noodles.
No!
Roll the wheel.
No! Okay, I need to look at chat what the people are saying. So I'm seeing Zeta, I'm seeing Talon, I'm seeing Eden, I'm seeing Truck Guy, I'm seeing Asen. Asen.
One person said me.
Yeah! Gee, I wonder who that is.
Their name is very similar to mine, but
okay,
it's not
I need
the same.
to. I think I need to know. I know what I have to put in the poll, because I don't think there's gonna be any non-rejuvenation characters that get suggested, which is unsurprising considering this is during the Rejuve segment. So, poll. Let's see. My God, I swear to God. You gotta
my.
Have fun.
I'm being objectified in chat. I can't handle it.
Chat's fighting. The Sufi after yapping out the poll, true. Oh God. I'm honestly surprised Talon's not getting as many votes.
Oh wait, I'll vote for him. No, I'll vote for Zeta. He's not getting much love. I'll be nice. There. Now I have 2 votes for him. Oh, 3.
Ooh.
This is how Zeta can still win. Everyone, just vote.
This is how Zeta can still win. Ooh. It's getting pretty close between Asen and Truck Guy.
I want Truck Guy to win. Aizen's already getting a pin.
Well, it's a charm, not a pen, but yeah.
Or a charm.
I need to fill my bottle of water in the meantime. I'll be right back. You guys duke it out in chat.
Yeah, duke it out. You know, I'll take this time to sip some water myself. No Asen sweep. He sweeps enough. Yes, picture guy. Zeta is too small for the Daki. This little green blob.
He's too small. You know, I didn't even specify if it was like 1 or 2-sided for the I will be going for 1-sided, so I will not do a secondary side unless we somehow manage to crush the target goal, and we still hit like 3,000. Then I will do double-sided for the character. So it is an option, but I would be happy if we reach the 2,500 goal already. Besides, if your character that you want to get chosen doesn't get or like doesn't win the poll necessarily, we can still do another charm maybe. So there is still a chance, but that is if we reach that stretch goal. So. Okay, well, I think it is pretty clear who won. The poll is gonna vote in like 30 seconds, I think. Did I see the truck guy talking? I will say I do not have a means to actually physically produce this, but I can put the illustration for it on in print. So if people want that, I can still upload it there, but I'm gonna note down the third stretch goal as the winner thereof, Truck Guy. Oh, also, Jan, you missed this earlier.
Oh, there's a car outside.
There is a car outside. I sure hear that. You missed this earlier, but the 500 euro stretch goal was a character portrait of the one that won for that was Nimira. And I'm going to draw her getting... I think it was like really confused at...
Oh my god, you guys are right, that was Truck Guy outside my window.
I think it was like Peppa Pig related as well.
Oh my god, Peppa Pig.
No, okay, like for real, we played Peppa Pig on stream. And we
did?
got
Which
stuck
one?
in a time loop. My friend Peppa Pig.
Oh my god, no, there's a time loop in that game that is a very well-known bug.
The fucking...
And I know...
The dinosaur stuck in a tree.
I know things. That's what TM. That's all I have to say. That's why I know about that time loop.
It was so fucking funny. Okay, well...
That game...
Yeah.
Something else.
Then again, a sub 18. I'm a fraud. I'm sorry. Anyways, we were talking about Crawli's jam. After that is Angie. And I would say her puzzle changed the most. Because
She doesn't have a puzzle anymore, really?
Yes!
Well,
the fucking mirror
has, like,
puzzles!
A lot of mini-games. Oh, yeah.
The mirror statues.
The one everyone hates, but I love so much.
And everyone that got dread a lot of views on the video of his walkthrough of that puzzle.
Oh, that brings me great joy. I can't explain it.
I mean, it is a pretty difficult puzzle, but I do think it's like well made.
I feel like conceptually it's kind of difficult, but once you understand what's going on, it's not that bad. But maybe it could use another hint here too. But
it's the Truck Guy Ducky gonna be on the art update? No, that was staying to my socials, and it's not gonna be an official art piece. Like I didn't put the Eden pinup that I did on there either. Like I'm gonna keep it like to the actual official work that I do for the game itself. If that was the case, that I would put the art for that on the art pod, the official art thread, that I would have to put every single fucking drawing that I've done of Asen on there as well, or Eisen. It's like
Eisen. You can pronounce it however you want, Queen. It's good.
Yeah, but anyways, Angie puzzle. The fucking quiz with the servants is so funny.
Oh, yeah.
Patty.
I like how people, well, it's a valid criticism, but people are like, it breaks the tension. But I'm like, have you played this game?
Yeah. Like,
when do I ever keep the tension? I always have to sprinkle in some insanity somewhere in there.
I feel like that's one thing that
quiz was
does.
like, yeah.
It's just, there's always like some sense of humor in it somewhere, even if like stuff is dire, but it also doesn't like do it when it's wrongly timed, I would say. Like it doesn't. I
always try. Yeah, I don't always put it. I don't put it in spots where it's really inappropriate. You know.
Yeah.
Like, if it's like from point A to point B, I'll put it point A, point B in the middle. I'm just calling it A, point B.
Yeah.
Like I'll never like do something crazy. Well, I mean.
Yeah.
I say that, but like literally after Angie's like defeated, she gets beaten up by the game.
Bestie Beatdown.
literally went down the wrong road, back alley field, beat up.
Okay, but I feel like Bestie Beatdown, despite the silly name, and like Saki fucking trying to maul her. I feel like because the animation
Saki bites her head off.
Yeah, she just fucking bites her. I feel like this, like, despite that it's got a fucking goofy ass name and that there's some really funny shit in it, it is also just really cool because there's so much going on. It's like really well animated too, so it just also feels like a really cool payoff for a fight that was built up to, with Angie seeming like a genuine threat, you know, and everyone teaming up to just like beat her ass. It's just that feels satisfying. I think.
She still technically doesn't lose either. She's just
frozen. She's just like put down for a little bit, you know, like you gotta chill for a little bit.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Time out. Oh, chill out. I get it.
Oh, I'm a comedy genius. Okay, well.
No, I'm the comedy genius. Remember, we established this the other night.
Listen, I do my best. Okay, I have to make do with what I got.
It's hard to notice in RPG Maker because obviously it's like very zoomed in, but her tower is like literally, well, I wouldn't say one for one, but it's very visually inspired from the Tower of Babel.
Yeah.
For obvious reason.
Yeah.
If you look at it in the map, it's way more apparent.
This is a good question. Would Angie eat frozen French fries straight from the freezer?
Ew. Probably. Do you think she's one of those people who just choose on ice for fun?
She probably would.
If you do that,
it calms her down. Like crunchy.
Like she just likes the feeling on her teeth. Ugh, I can't even think about it. Like that squeaking. There's some things that
yeah, I get it.
Not a lot of things. I like how I can watch like the most grittiest horror thing and be like, not even blink an eye.
And then just the sound and the feeling of
of ice being crushed with your teeth. I'm just like, I'm literally getting goosebumps right now. I can't. I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, after Angie's gym, we have Amber, but her gym concept generally didn't really change.
It's the same.
I
don't even think.
I think this is actually a good moment to talk about Christ, though, because he is like completely different from previous versions.
The yaoi husband.
Yeah, old man yaoi. So, how did
that's for you to talk about? Because I had Christ and he was supposed to be like originally like a fun old man, but then he kind of literally changed completely and went to being like just more like of a stern character, you know?
Yeah, like I feel
more
like
of a father figure, maybe.
Yeah, and I feel like that also is kind of good that there is a character like that in the cast right now, because especially if you look at the Terajuma ensemble, there's a lot of silly stuff going on. Like you have Valerie, who's extremely dramatic. There's Saki, who is Saki. There's the awkward guy, that's Adam. Like Melia, Aelita are generally like pretty positive vibes and stuff. And I feel like having Christ there as the one that rounds it out more as someone who is like a very responsible, albeit with like some weird traits sometimes. He's still a little bit
Crease. How did it turn to Crease?
It's Christ. It's
Christ our savior.
Stop. But I think it's good that there's just one that's a little bit more down to earth. Hello. Thank you, Gala, for gifting 5 subs. Much appreciated. God, that was really loud. Holy shit. There is Christ, who is very down to earth and more pragmatic, I would say, than most of the characters.
He shows up and he's like, "Who are these children and where are their parents?"
Yeah, yeah. Like he's also quite a lot older than the oldest person who is up to that point. I think that at that point it's like Adam who is the oldest, or is it Valerie?
I think it's one of them.
Adam. Let me check. I'm gonna check it really quick.
When it comes to ages, like I don't
Valerie.
know concrete numbers because that's not a thing that goes through my head. Like in my head, there's like, oh god, I almost said the buzzword. I almost said archetype.
Okay, no, I think it's Adam. I'm pretty sure. Because Valerie is 25 and Adam is 26. So it is Adam. In comparison, Christ is like 30 years older. He is 56. So he is he's a lot older than the rest of the cast. I think it's also good to have someone with more life experience in general to just have like more of a realistic view on things. And it's also kind of why he snaps at the rest that they're being irresponsible or like reckless rather for meddling with like Team Zen stuff, because he feels like, hey, they are way out of your league, but then he doesn't know like the whole reason behind what they're doing.
He doesn't know the context, and he comes around real quick when he realizes what they've been through. He's like, oh, well, maybe I was being a little too harsh. Yeah. He's still eye squinting you like, yeah. I'm looking at you, I'm watching you.
Yeah, like he still worries a bit. He wouldn't really like, he doesn't really like get all fussy like Martin would, for example, but Christ is still just like, he is like, I don't think it's really mentioned in the game itself, but he's kind of a pushover when it comes to like people who are way younger than him. So he's just like, he has an instinct to step up and be the responsible figure instead of letting them run off and do whatever, you know? Like, he feels like he should be the one taking care of it, but then like he's also probably in the back of his head at that point just like, I did get captured, maybe I should just like
shut up.
Maybe I shouldn't say too much.
he's like one of those people who's like, leave it to the adults, right?
Yes.
Like, let the adults handle this.
Yeah, even though there's technically like 2 adults in that group, but he's just like,
well, when I say adults, like, you know how adults always think of other adults?
Generation.
Yes. you can have two adults in the same room, but if one is 30 and one is 56, the older adult would be like, I'm the adult.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, for sure.
I'm the real adult here.
Leave the terrorists and local children in the Pokemon world. I mean, yeah, true. But then also Christ isn't completely serious because he has some fucking goofy ass shit going on. Like he feels temperatures the other way around. Like he thinks that the cold is completely fine, and then whenever it's like warm, he will wear his coat out in the open on Terajuma.
Literally, yeah, he's like, oh, it's too cold out here. In the middle of summer heat humidity.
Yeah.
Although to be honest, Crystalline is a little colder than the rest of the.
Yeah. But he does
island.
go to like Taylor Resort and stuff afterwards, and he
would go to the beach like full decked out, like coat,
yeah,
button up shirt, slack pants, and
people are just looking at him weird, like, "What are you doing like that? What are you doing?"
And he'll be like, "Oh, this feels great."
Yeah. He's Melia speaking bad words and talking about weird shit. It was bonk. I have to do it to him.
Oh yeah, he flicks. He like does a little finger flick on her forehead and she snaps out of it immediately.
But also there's the part if you take him to Carotas, to the Griffin Sanctuary, where he just fucking punches Tommen almost into the fire. Just like no,
yeah.
And it was just to test if he was real or not. It's just like he's punch first, think later.
Yes. Solve modern problems with old solutions.
He is so calm, but there's like this, or at least he comes across as calm, but then in his actions he's just a lot different in that sense.
I think he's very anxious, but like not on the surface level. It was just like I don't even think he feels it. I think he's just like very impulsive, and he's like, all right, well if this isn't real, let's test it out.
Yeah.
Punch.
Bliss King, thank you so much for subbing with Prime. Oh my god. There is, I think also what's funny about Christ is I've described him as pretty emotionally constipated.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like he doesn't really know how to express himself very well. I think that also is on display quite well after the scene at Carotas, or at least after the Griffin Sanctuary, where he's trying to apologize to the player, like, hey, I feel responsible for what happened, blah blah blah, stuff like that. But he doesn't really know how to explain it well. He tries, but he's not very good with words. He's especially if you compare it to Martin. Martin is a lot more he's more of a fluent speaker. Essentially, he's better with words, better with socializing.
He's like he should have been like, I'm sorry, and then like just deck us in the face, and like I hope that makes up for all of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, sir, thank you.
Hopefully get to see more with Martin. Maybe.
Oh, maybe. Who knows?
I will say I feel like it's definitely not the last you've seen him in. It would be a little weird if that was the case. Let's be real here.
Definitely not.
You can definitely see him at some point, but when exactly? Who knows?
But how soon?
Who knows? Are we gonna have better tracks in Renegade than Paragon? You mean like music-wise? I'm gonna be real. I haven't actually really touched Renegade. I think Renegade in general hasn't been touched really yet. So, at least for V14. If something comes up, there is maybe I will do a track for it. I don't know yet.
It's hard to say anything because like me and Zumi are very born we are the children of impulse, you know.
Yeah. There's
one day we wake up and Zumi's like, I will make a whole 20 track list for this one scene, and I'll have it done by today.
Yeah. Consider that's kind of what happened recently too. Like that one track that I showed off, was one of the tracks that I did. I did like 3 tracks in like 2 weeks. In like 1.5 weeks, I think. Like 2 of them were done within like 3 days, I believe. And yes. I've done every single one of these tracks that I did in that time in one sitting. That track that I showed, I had it done in less than a day, which was crazy to me because it's my favorite work that I've done so far.
It's really good.
I was locked the fuck in.
You were. I love going to bed sometimes and I wake up and then just like a new track just drops. I'm like, wow, Merry Christmas. And not M2.
Like, yeah. Action Bolts free me ready, guys. Every frame had a custom theme. Jesus Christ. Do you want my hand to fall off? If I don't get it, like, if it doesn't fall off from drawing, it's gonna just be from working in FL Studio at that point.
I think your head would fall off in that case.
Yeah. Would you say you both have same brain cell moments? Oh, absolutely.
Oh. That's not even a question.
Yeah,
like,
no, it is.
I feel like playing the game will let you know that answer. Really.
Do you know how bad it is or how bad it actually is, in terms of how much we enable each other?
It's really bad. That's all I have to say. It's really bad.
Sometimes there are no breaks on this train, and sometimes that's both a good thing and also an annoying thing, because then we're just like, oh fuck, that gives so much more work. But then you're just like, but it's cool. It would be cool if we did that.
Yeah. Because, okay, so I said that you know, sometimes I feel like I should just stop talking when it comes to development time and stuff like that, because like I was like, you know, V14 is not going to take as long as 13.5, and I still believe that. Right?
Oh, I'm still convinced that it's not going to take as long.
Yeah, because I'm like, to be honest with Paragon, it's like, I mean, there's still work to be done, but
it's well away in development.
But when I was like first conceptualizing version 14, I was like, this will take like 5 months. Here we are in October, and the reason why that happens is because I start working on it. I'm like, oh, it would be cool if I did this. Oh, it would be cool if I did that. Oh, you know what would be cool if I did this. But then these cool things take time, you know, then they add up. But the end product is going to be so insane, I think. I think V14 is like one of my best work ever.
I am very, very excited too about V14.
Yeah, Skull Creep and then the Burnout. Yep. We love the cycle.
Real as fuck. But I do think, especially, like, I'm not gonna say anything about the content of it, but what has been cooking is really, really good. And if it works in practice, I think you guys are gonna love it. But
we did like a little internal test for part 1.
Yeah.
And
that is fully complete now, aside from, I think, the story mode teams. I think that's the last thing that needs to be done.
And there's like one bug that's really annoying that I don't really feel like.
The fucking
Oh, it's not the one that you're thinking of.
No, I think I know which one you're talking about.
It's a visual one.
Yeah. But other than that, I need to put on some music because it stopped playing. Hang on. Wait. Here we go. Okay. In terms of,
I will say though, before you go on that, V14 is taking as long as it is because if I'm being honest, mostly it's because of animations.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to me, but I want everything animated. Not absolutely everything, but you'll know what I mean.
Yeah. You'll definitely recognize it when you see it. I can say it's very good. It's very, very good. What were we talking about before we trailed off to V14? Right, about Christ, right? Then we have to move to Amber's Gym, which is didn't change much in terms of concept. It just got like a visual update, I think.
Did it?
Yes.
Was that
It was like Club Steffu was introduced in
Club Steffu, I love that.
Steffu. Anyways, I think it was like a 0.5 overhaul, and then she also got the field change because she also has the contrary field now because it boosts. Right. It was specifically made for use with Amber and Venom, because they're both musicians and they boost fire and poison moves. But
it's kind of hard because like I know for people who play, like this is just like came out like in like less than a year now, but like that gym was like one of the first things I made.
Yeah. In
the 0.5 development, so that's just like been like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
But I don't really remember what I did exactly.
There is the fight. I think got a little bit harder because of the field. It's not as easy as it was in previous versions, I think, because Amber was kind of a pushover, but she's still not hard at all, I would say. But
I'm fine with Amber being a little on the easier side.
Yeah,
after all
that's fine, because especially if you consider the whole shit with like Fallon Mountain, the fight with Gira. Actually, I just remembered fucking Jenner's look update. I just thought of that.
I forgot about that.
Oh my god. Yeah. what prompted it again that you came up with the idea to just have Jenner like turn into a full-on
Listen, all my intentions are very pure and
sure.
With the consultation of God at my side. That's all I have to say about his design. But anyway, I just wanted him to have more time.
Yeah,
that's literally all it is.
Because he felt like not very fleshed out in like you see a little bit more of him in Where Love Lies, of course, but it's very minimal.
He had his moments, but like he didn't.
Yeah.
I wanted him to give just a little bit more.
Yeah, like it's nice that he actually gets to reconcile with Melia, depending on your choice, and give her like a little bit of closure on that front. So it feels a little bit more. His story feels more well finished, I would say.
Wrapped up. Yeah,
like wrapped up. That's the term, right?
And I don't know if people know this. I know a few people know this, but in older versions, he doesn't die at all. He survives, but he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I guess I could have done more with him, but I was like, his story is pretty much done.
Yeah, like
and just because your story is done doesn't mean you have to die. But I was like, let's make this more dramatic. Let's cook up some chicken wings in this volcano pot.
Yeah. Also, it's really funny. In regards to his design, his hair just fucking explodes. It's kind of just like what happens when he loses control of his life, essentially. If he loses control,
he doesn't survive. He never fell into lava to begin with. Someone asked if he I don't think anyone can survive. Well, Anyway, I'm not gonna say what I was about to say.
His hair just fucking explodes whenever he like loses control of what's going on over a situation. It's really dramatic. Like it's not even really.
It hasn't even been that long,
but it just becomes a mess.
Listen, there's some guys out there who get like a full beard in 24 hours.
That's true, yeah. He's just like one of those cases.
I like to think that he just completely lost control in like the span of like a week.
It's so funny because Jenner's design, his initial design with like the really neatly parted hair and everything, it's like one of the simplest and most plain designs in the game, I would say, especially for a professor. But then when you have the look when you get to Terajuma, it's just so funny that he's just like, he looks, his whole appearance, even though it's just so minor, like it's just the hair and the coat being off, it's such a different look and feel for that character. Even the change is just that minimal, essentially.
Making pudding at 2 a.m. look.
Yeah. It's like, because I lost control of my life.
Match this fit.
It just really, I think that's a cool change. If you can do that with a character that you just change minimally, but then it just does so much for how a character appears outwardly that it puts them in a completely different light, you know? And I feel like that really worked well with Jenner, especially. So
I'm satisfied.
Yeah.
With him.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's cool now. Okay, so moving on to chapter 9. Kugirin City got a small graphical update, I think, right?
Was that in that version? Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Like, not much. It was just like a small restructuring.
I think that was base 13, because I remember working on that. Yes. I think because I remember working on that while I was watching Psychopaths.
Oh. I don't remember, honestly. Was it for okay, yeah, that's base 13. Yes. Okay, yeah, okay, I misremembered. I think, was the manor updated in base V13 or 0.5?
I believe it was base 13. Well, everything about the past was base 13.
Okay.
So it didn't get much change.
Then stuff didn't really change, I think.
No, it did not.
No, I think, yeah, I don't think anything changed in regards to chapter 9, really. The hidden library, that was a 0.5 change.
Was it? Oh, yes, you're right.
Yes, because with
huge update.
Yeah. Like visually, it's completely different, and also the unknown dimension was also very different now.
I really enjoyed working on that area. I started getting creative with RPG Maker mechanics, like, you know, when you walk underneath the thing and then it reveals more walkable areas, stuff like that. I got inspired by Reborn with that. I don't remember where that happens in Reborn. But
there's a couple of places where it happens, but I get what you mean.
and then
the fucking
Karen minigame.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, just like, the fucking Giga Lift just being like, sorry.
I always imagine in a really, really low voice, like sorry. Like a very Eeyore, very.
Yeah.
It's like, you better be sorry.
I generally love Karen. Like, I know not everyone is a big fan of her, but I think she's so fucking funny. It's because of that video, that you based her on. Just sometimes I think about that video and I'm just like, who wrote the dialogue for this character?
Karen is very based off of a character from GTA 5 of all places.
It's like this one character that has like the most unhinged dialogue ever.
Yes. I forget what her name is. Ursula. Oh. Her name's Ursula, I think.
I need to rewatch that video at some point. It's so weird. It's so funny.
Okay, yeah. If you have not heard that dialogue from Ursula, you should listen to it because it's insane.
it's so... Like, who wrote this? I want to applaud them. Thank you. So, okay, chapter 9 is Hidden Library. You know what I mentioned? I like that Karen's Archeops just gets fucking mauled by a monster from Alan.
Oh, and it makes the chomp noise.
Yeah, it's so fucking funny.
If I'm honest, I don't know what the fate of that Archeops is. I think it's dead.
I think it's just dead.
You know, in cartoons when like a bird gets eaten and you see the feathers. Yeah. I think that's literally what has happened to the Archeops.
It's
like they're
fucking dead.
The saddest rejuvenation death. Top 10. Number 1.
It is completely overshadowed by everything else that happens in the game. But yes, that Archeops is fucking dead.
Or Archeops.
Rest in peace.
Chomp.
I also like it when is it still in
the Gen 3
version?
Chomp's noise is so funny. What?
Is it still in the area that Karen gets stuck on an unknown rock again? Or is that from the old version? I don't remember if it happened.
It's when she's stuck on the ledge, right?
Yes.
And she's like, help. That's from the older version.
Does she still do that or not?
No, she doesn't. I don't think so.
There's
no way.
I thought it was like a funny, like the fucking sad emoji, just like.
Actually, I feel like I can. There's like a little mountain area to the left.
I miss that part. It's funny.
I might put her back there.
She just gets stuck on a rock. I don't know why that's so funny to me. It just feels like very in character for her.
Let me go take a look. First, I have to get past all these V14 maps I've been working on.
Ooh.
Just walk. All right, 8-bit town.
I see.
Oh yeah, I can. I feel like I can add her somewhere here.
Yeah.
Oh man, these maps look so good. I wish you guys could see this.
Oh boy. Oh, you just have to wait.
Oh my god, we go there?
Oh my god,
wow.
Are you serious? Yo. God, no, you are a dev. You get to see these things early.
You have seen them. Well,
yeah.
Not all of them.
Well, most of them. Yeah, you can see them too, Ramiro.
I'm not teasing. I'm just
being mean as fuck. Can only violence. True. Chapter 10 is Darklight Woods.
Huge.
Yeah, it's very, very big change. He's slurping.
He is slurping.
He's slurping.
And people were asking me to like add like a renegade point, right? Like if you could push them in the water.
Oh my god!
And I completely missed that. And I very, very highly considered it because I really wanted to. I think that was so funny, but I just didn't. I didn't get around to it. I was like, I just want to.
Dread is you? Oh my god.
Oh, it would be Dread.
that checks out, yeah. That is so funny though. You're modding it. Oh god. Okay, but then chapter 10, Darklight Woods, which looks incredible now.
Everything changed about chapter 10.
Yeah, like I don't think there's a single thing that's like that's not different, honestly. there's like the major story beats are the same.
Are the same, yes.
But everything in its execution is completely different. It's so much better.
Route 7 is for Route 7 I really wanted, like, you didn't, to be honest, the old Route 7 was very samey to Route 1 and Reborn.
Yeah.
So I was like, ugh, because it's literally the same tile sets.
I think
I
think you also took for Route 7 specifically like a little bit of inspiration from Legends Arceus specifically. Because the music is there for there as well. Yeah,
yes,
for the new one.
for sure.
But also just in its layout, it was like way more wild and stuff, like in that sense.
I
It
wanted
kind
it
of
to
took
be
off
like
to
the
the hardwood
wilderness.
for in the first zone.
Yeah,
Obsidian.
I wanted it to really feel like the wilderness.
Yeah. And there's all these like these abandoned buildings, and there's a Bleedus Town, and Bleedus Town also got like a little bit of, depending on how you look at it, a little bit of a glow up.
It's less I was gonna say less dirty, but I don't mean dirty as in like gross. I mean dirty as in like dirt.
Yeah. Less
more overgrown.
Yeah.
Oh, shout out overgrown.
Hey. Darklight Caves also is just completely wildly different now in its approach.
Yeah.
Which is a very good thing, by the way. I think it's really clever the way that you incorporated the auras around the characters and stuff. Because that
was so fun.
Yeah. It's basically massive foreshadowing for everything, because of course people who play the game.
Every character has foreshadowing, and I know people are like, "Oh, it's just Chris Deltarune," but that even that had intent behind that.
Every player character had like intent behind the choice for their design, because of course Chris Deltarune, funny reference, but Chris is also considered a leader and like a brave type of leader, and Ava specifically is defined by bravery in the game itself. If you go through chapter 5, the Nightmare Realms and stuff.
And I wanted to make Bladestar a little bit more distinct visually.
Yeah.
So I was like, what if, synth? What if like what Vaporwave? That's what I meant to say. What if Vaporwave?
Yeah, like Cyberwave, Vaporwave, that kind of stuff. And there's of course there's Florin with the angel wings, because he can potentially die if you lead him down the dark path of mauling everyone in his sight.
And he's supposed to be like a goody two shoes. So he's such a good person. So he's an angel.
Yeah.
And then you have Aaron, who's a little devil, little imp.
It's a little bit on the nose if you think about it, especially if in hindsight.
I love it.
In hindsight, of course, but yeah, devil. She, it's more of a figure of speech. In chapter 15, when she proclaims her personal vendetta against Fetus. But it's definitely just like her being a devil is what she thinks she should be towards him, It's like more rebellion. Yeah. She doesn't stick to the rules that someone else is trying to lay upon her, essentially.
And then Flora is just a military commander. Yeah.
A dictator type of uniform. Which makes sense considering what she ends up doing, so, and her role with Bladestar and everything, of course. And then there's like the protagonist. Of course, we have Ava's with Chris, but then you have the lady in the just a white dress and an umbrella for Aevian, which is more to show like she is tranquility, I believe. That's what she had. So she's just like a really peaceful, light.
Very like, Disney princess.
Yeah,
her,
Disney,
like, next to the river.
Yeah.
Birds are chirping, leaves are flying around.
Yeah.
And also Giratina.
Yeah. There's Giratina, who is just squished.
Yes,
and she's got a crown. But she's squished.
I don't know if people realize this, but her colors are Griselda colors.
Yeah.
Her crown is the same crown that Griselda wears.
Yeah.
Like above her. Instead of like the crest of Giratina is like that one.
She's got the crown. Then there's of course there's Axel, who is a fucking clown or a jester.
Jester.
That checks out.
That one is very self-explanatory.
Yeah. Then there's Ariana or Aria, who is a cheerleader, which is
yep.
She's happiness, of course.
Very perky and happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you have Elaine.
Elaine is a mafia member type of outfit, I believe, which
Yep.
is
Mafia.
considering that mafia usually goes like on an eye for an eye type of deal.
Elaine
I feel that
being a mobster is very intentional,
yeah,
and I don't know if I want to go to because I wanted to do a side game with all the main characters before shit hits the fan
yeah,
and stuff like that, but I don't know if I'll get around to it anymore. It's just too much time, and I want to focus on the main game right now.
yeah.
But I don't know if I should talk about why like the Elaine ends up being a mobster.
I mean, I feel like it's kind of like in line with the whole Wrath element anyways. Like mobsters, they generally act on an eye for an eye type of basis. So that does feel in line with the revenge, and
it's
Wrath.
very on the nose, but there's a lot more intent behind it.
Yeah.
Is what I'll say.
Yeah. I think for now, this explanation works. If you ever want to go into detail yourself, then you can do it at a later point or whatever, but it doesn't
Where
need
Love
to be talked
Lies,
about.
I desperately want to update that game to
I
modern
have
standards,
thought about it's yep.
But
It's just like not now. Not V14.
Yeah, not now.
Not now. There is also, of course, this Arrow, who is
He's a boxer.
Strength boxer, of course. That speaks
And they
for
also
itself.
like boxing as a hobby.
Yeah.
You didn't know that. And lastly, there's
Anna, which also speaks for herself.
Anna.
If you know, you know. So.
Tinker Tot robot.
Yeah. There. Oh yeah, the fucking RPG fight at the end of the Blade Star Labs. How did you come up with that?
I don't know. I don't remember what my thought process was behind that, but I was like, a lot of the things I do is because I just want to see if I can do it.
Yeah.
It's not because it's not like I'm sometimes like that RPG fight in specifics. It wasn't. I wouldn't say it was like out of nowhere, but it wasn't exactly planned.
Yeah.
But I was like, what if I could do this, right?
Yeah.
Because I like to mess around with events and see if I can because when it comes to coding, I'm not the best, but when it comes to making events, I'm a little bit of a wizard. I'll say that.
Yeah, honestly I still don't
V14.
get how you do half the shit that you do in the game. Honestly, I'm so impressed, especially the shit for V14 too. I'm just like, how the fuck do you manage this shit, dude?
Everybody during the first test was like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
What? How in the hell did you make this?"
I swear, he's a wizard. He's a wizard.
With tears in my eyes. That's all I'll say.
It is unbelievable. I mean, you do it. Maybe you struggle to do so, but you do it. So hey.
Oh my! I just remembered another thing I did in V14 that was so painful to set up, and it took me a week.
Right.
I will not go into
Chapter 11, which is Grand Dream City, which we already kind of covered earlier. Just a really big story update. I think it's cool that there's a split in the story now for Chapter 11, where you first can choose to either investigate on town or go check out a night market with Risa.
I wanted to break it up into segments because I feel like there's so much in that chapters that it's nice to have a little break in between all of that. So having them segmented like that, and you can choose which order you want to do it in, gives you a chance to be okay, I did all that. I want to take a little break for a side quest or something like that. Just process what just happened and stuff like that.
Wait till part 1 of Paragon is done. Yes, part 1 is done. That's good as.
Part 1 is very done.
Yep.
Yes.
And it is nice that it's split up. It also helps you navigate the city and get to know the layout a little bit because it's in different sections apart. It is a little bit above each other, but that's fine. Aside from that, we do have what else is in chapter? Oh right, the lavender stuff, the investigation stuff. I feel like that also really helped with define her more as a character. She was just kind of there before.
More uniqueness, and it's fine to be one of those characters that just kind of are there, but I just wanted just a little flair,
Yeah. She's like a little bit more fleshed out because of it, and I think that does her justice, or at least is good for her anyways.
And then you go to the concert, and then Alakazam gets overloaded with all the people rushing in.
Yeah.
Gets a mental breakdown, and you're at a rave.
Yeah.
A mental rave.
Fucking Caramel dancing in a fucking club.
Medalist bonus cutscene.
Medalist?
I know people say. I don't know what you're referring to.
Do you mean with the hat?
Off the top of my head.
The fucking paper bag over her head? That's been in for
regardless.
Yeah, that's been in for a lot. Oh, where she finds Nevin's daughter. Oh, I mean that's already been there as well. That's been around for a long time.
Is that?
Yes, it was.
No, I mean, is that new game plus content only now? I don't remember.
No, it's not. I think it's like just base game. It should just be base game.
If it is, that's probably not correct.
No, I'm pretty sure I saw it on my regular file. It's just regular content.
I think it is missable, but I don't think it's new game.
Is it? I think it's just like a story interlude though.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't. It's been so long since I worked on those areas. I'm gonna have to take a look again and see. It's very possible something wrong happened there and it skipped by mistake or something.
Yeah.
Oh, let me write that down. Let me write a reminder for myself.
Anything to share on it that isn't public. There is something for it in V14, but that's all I will say on it. So I would recommend having a save file from before V14 starts. You don't have to start over the entire game, but that's all, I think. That's all I'm gonna say.
There is new. Every version will have new game content.
So yeah, keep a save file from before you start V14, and then play through it again, and you will see. But what it is up to. Sorry, I'm like adjusting myself in my chair. That's why I said weird. But yeah, I hope you look forward to that. Concept, plots, original ideas for it in V13.5. Not necessarily, I think. What about the thing?
Nothing that comes to
No, nothing that comes to mind.
The thing.
Excuse me. I'm not sure what you're referring to, Nem. The other sprite that did was used.
I still don't know what you're referring to.
I'm so lost. You might have to DM me.
Yeah, I was about to say, can you DM me real quick?
Yeah.
Or do a little.
If you don't want to do Renegade, I would just recommend watching a playthrough on YouTube. I'm sure that Dread's probably gonna upload the whole thing to YouTube again, because he did the same for 0.5, so you can just watch it instead. I do think if you don't play it, you should definitely like at least watch a playthrough, because otherwise you're not gonna get the full picture.
Okay, Nim, that one thing that you DM'd me is gonna. I'm hoping to get to this, but there will hopefully be a new quest in V14 that you can do. It's gonna act the same way as the Tilleric Temple did with Flora. Like you can do it regardless of the timing of your save file, because obviously it's a new event and it's time locked.
We'll see.
But I don't want to lock you out of it because you're playing an old file. But
we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, so that covers chapter 11, I think. Chapter 12, which is the bad future, I believe. I don't think anything really changed for that.
Nothing changed. I don't think we really need to talk about
the Rose Theater changed. That's all. Like, there's a little bit more at the Rose Theater now.
I compacted it and they made it nicer.
Yeah, it just looks nicer visually, but otherwise, nothing really changed fundamentally towards the whole story flow. I think it's... Well, was the Amber with the eye patch thing in V13 or 0.5?
13. That was base.
13. Yeah, okay. Then I do remember that correctly. I wasn't sure, but then chapter 12 is just like whatever. Chapter 13 is conflicting reunion. That did change quite a bit because the voidal chasm being quite different and the root split being more defined. What do you have to say on that matter?
In terms of the voidal chasm, I just I know some people prefer the old tile set, and I see where they're coming from, but I that old tileset was just really boring to work with. I didn't really like.
I think you actually took that one from. That was what I had for Xenogene at the time, and I think you like made some minor edits to it for what you were trying to do. But yes. I definitely see that in the context for Rejuvenation, what you have right now is a lot more appropriate for what you're trying to do with it. So like it makes sense that you revisited it.
On the question of like why it changes visual appearance on like depending on the route, I will not answer right now because there is a reason for that.
Spoiler.
And besides the chasm, like the desert changed a lot.
Yeah. It looks
with
so much better. I think you also started just revamping that on impulse, didn't you? You were just like, I want to rework this thing.
Okay, so what happened was I finished my playthrough of Terajuma. I did the Grand City stuff, and I got to the desert and I was like, wow, this desert sucks. You know, it's just very bland and very like I can like the deserts don't have to be devoid of like color and stuff. So I was like, let me be a little creative.
Yeah. Like, it can still be an arid type of area, but it doesn't need to be completely barren of everything, you know?
The overall like layout is pretty much the same. Like the very that 6
It's a little bit more compact, I think.
Yeah, that's a lot of what I've done.
And also, Fortress Stream is so much better now. It's
right.
It looks a lot better.
Because before it was, I literally just took the sand tower from Gen 3 and like added like an entrance.
Yeah.
And called it a night.
What else? Yeah, Sashila got a minor update. Like, I think in general the structure of the town is still the same, kind of. But it just got like a nice visual update. It looks more vibrant, I think.
Are you talking about Sashila?
Yes, Sashila.
Yes, it did. Is the outline the freaking word? I can't think of it.
The layout.
Layout. Thank you. The layout is thank you. I don't know why I could not remember that word. The layout is a lot more.
Yeah.
Like a lot more compact than and like. The old one wasn't terrible. It was just huge. I don't know why I did this.
A little unpolished, I would say, maybe.
Yeah, a lot of my older maps are just gigantic for no reason. And I don't know why.
I mean, so I feel like it's kind of like the trap of falling into the idea that it looks small when you're working on a large scope. So you're like, when you're working in the editor, you don't actually see it the way you will in game. And then when you're in the game, suddenly everything looks large because there's a lot of empty space that doesn't look like empty when you're editing the map. So
yeah.
The new desert is already a 10/10 because of the new Wimpod. I agree. I love that thing. I love the Aevian Gillespie. Soldier fucking kicked it out of the park. Yeah, same. That's my favorite.
And can I say that form was not planned? Like he just kind of showed it, and everybody collectively was like, "We are
adding that. We are adding that right now." I don't care what. It was like after the cutoff point actually, because we were just like, okay, we need to stop adding things because this is getting a little bit out of hand. And then Soldier just suddenly shows that thing off, and we're just like, you know what? We can add that one. That one is just ready to go.
Yeah. One of my favorites.
It's my favorite from the ones that were added in 0.5. I love that thing.
Will we get access to the Guarini stairs? I think you're talking about the ladder behind the house that no one can reach and it's been there for 10 years. Yes, you will be. When?
The time comes. You know it's good when they still add it after cutoff. Oh yeah,
no,
absolutely.
Literally.
It's for real. Yeah. We were just like, oh, that one is so fucking cool, and it works really well in like the setting too. Like I think one of the things that we do with Aevian forms especially is take in mind or take into account where exactly they will be found and how they adapt it to their surroundings. Because a lot of these Pokemon change their forms rather rapidly after being displaced from their original location after the calamity, you know? It's like most of the Dex entries also, like, there's a couple exceptions. Like, Litwick has been around for a longer time, but there's, like, of course, there's the Budo text entry which says like it got displaced after Calamity and it kind of dried out but barely survived, so it took on a different typing, and then there's like a whole different thing about that. And I feel like Golisopod especially like fits in with that so well that it like the whole desert surroundings, it's just like, it's cool, it works, you know. I think it just really worked out really well. I'm just like, yeah, I want that thing in the game.
I'm gonna take a quick break to go refill my water bottle.
Oh yeah, no worries. I can talk a little bit more about the general design process behind Aevian mons as well. I think that's also why they work so well in this game in particular, because the design process is we really try to tie it into like actual lore with the game, that it makes sense in the context of the game, because this is something I personally have observed, and there's no shade with other games, of course. Like, if you want to do that, go ahead. We are not the ones who are going to be saying like, no, you can do that, it doesn't work out, you know? I think it's good if you pay close attention to what exactly you're making the form for, you know? Putting thought into why and what and when and where already helps so much with making something fit in so much better, and I think especially for alternate form or regional forms, that is very important. Because you can do regional forms, of course, no one's gonna stop you, but sometimes they end up kind of feeling like padding in some cases. Like, you don't really know like why they're there, they're just kind of there because they're cool. Like, of course, it's cool to do designs, but I feel like it lands better and sticks better in people's minds if they actually have like a reason to be there, you know? This is my personal opinion, of course, so I'm not the authority on this kind of stuff, but I feel like, especially since we did it for most of the forms in Rejuvenation, that does help a lot.
I return.
Hello.
What are we talking about?
We're still talking about Aevian forms, so
gotcha.
Just like the design process behind them. I see Meshivo saying in chat like, I love Aevian, Mana, and Musharna. Yeah, that's like a case that's like really funny, because technically those are technically it's just straight up the newest Aevian form to exist, because it doesn't exist until after chapter 15. It's
until everything
completely
explodes.
brand new. So it's really fun to just have like something exist out of like come to exist out of such a thing that happened, you know. Another bug dragon.
Aevian Larvesta, actually, I can't believe I have to say this, but obviously Larvesta will be available after the egg eventually.
Yeah.
I get a lot of complaints and I got a lot of messages asking me why it's only in the egg. And the only reason why it's only in the egg is because the place where it shows up, it has not shown up yet.
And it's also fuck busted. It is
very busted.
It's incredibly busted, so it's probably fine that it's not available through other means right now.
Yeah.
When will the Rejuve website come back? V14, if it comes back at all, because especially like I'm a little on the
now. Oh,
I'm a little on the fence, honestly. There's just a lot of things happening lately that just make me like, oh, maybe I should not put the website back up. It's a little scary.
I think we can put it back up when V14 drops, but for right now, it's in a limbo. It's
up in the air for a little bit. It might be with V14, it might be after, it might be later. I don't know. It's kind of like, we'll see.
Spooky.
Yeah. That's chapter 13. What else changed? Oh, right, Hiyoshi City got like a pretty big update as well.
The layout didn't change. I just made it prettier, to be honest. Actually, I think I did move some buildings around.
You changed the underground sanctuary quite heavily as well.
Did I?
Yeah, the tile sets are new, didn't you? Did you update those, like with Guard of War and everything?
Oh, yeah, that room specifically, I did.
Yeah.
Wait, did I?
Yeah, you did like update the tiles pretty heavily. I'm pretty sure.
Let me.
The arena got updated.
I think the arena got changed, but I think everything else stayed the same. It's
also funny because in that cutscene where it's like Ren versus Guard of War, or at least near the end, when Reina, Yui, and the player of course show up, Ren used to have a laser cannon arm, and it got removed from that cutscene in particular. and there was a bit of dialogue that was, at least at first, was an oversight. In chapter 14,
it got removed, and it did not get removed at the same time.
Yeah, like he was. What was it again about? What did he say beforehand? When in chapter 14, when he had to blast a rock out, I think wasn't it Anastasia disabled it or something?
I don't remember.
I'm sure he didn't have access to the cannon anymore in some way or another, but now because he didn't use it in chapter 13. He just didn't have it anymore for that. I had to change the line to just say like, I wish I had a laser cannon arm right about now, or something.
However, it still does show up if you bring the puppet coin to the arena.
Right? Yes. Yeah, but that's because it does show up, but he doesn't have it in the main line.
Yes,
essentially, there's some fuckery going on there. It makes it. For good types of fuckery, but it's like it makes sense considering that what is on display is what essentially was used in a previous version. But you know, there's some funny stuff that happens on the puppet coin.
Funny, hee hee. I guess I can talk about why the funny happens there.
Yeah.
And it literally it's I always feel kind of bad because I feel like people are like expecting these huge, profound answers to some of these things. And for this one, I literally just did not want to, because the Puppet Master got new sprites, and I didn't want to get rid of the old one because I really liked that sprite.
Right.
So I was like, what
it was? I remember now.
So I was like, what funny can I do? How can I incorporate this? And then I was thinking about the uses for the puppet coin, and I was like, oh wait, what if I just fuck everything up right here, right now?
Like, for people who didn't understand, the old sprite is specifically referring to the battle sprite for Puppet Master, like the one that we used in V13. Yes. In 0.5, with the new boss system, he just got like these crazy bigger sprites that were just like really showing the scale of the thing that you were fighting against, of course. Because the old sprite really didn't get that across, especially if you look like on the overworld, there's this big fuck off sprite that he has, and then in the battle it's just so small, and it was like, I want to change that. I want to make sure it looks better in the next update.
And I also did that scene because I was keeping Paragon in mind.
Yeah.
So I was like, I also wanted to. We were also getting new tech with the being able to check other save files and stuff like that, and with everything that happens in Paragon and Renegade. Speaking about that, I was like, I can get real creative with this, and I started sprinkling in new things like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess in that vein, we never talked about the question that you get asked by Zeta.
Oh, right. Yeah. The chessboard.
Yeah.
The chessboard is funny. I still see people wrecking their brains over that sometimes.
Oh my God. Everybody loved that chessboard.
It has so many implications.
I knew the chessboard would be like a point of interest, but if you're a real lore heavy person, that chessboard gives a lot of information.
Yep. And it's so funny when people just like, I just see it every other day. I just see people bring it up like, what are these implications? What does this mean?
I mean, hints visually in text, like everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers to that place.
Not necessarily the positions of the pieces, but there are some of them that are important.
Yeah. If you haven't really paid attention to the chess pieces, I would recommend going back and reading some of them if you have time.
There's just a huge piece of lore in there that no one has gotten yet.
Yep.
it's like such a spoiler too.
It's so funny.
But I mean, you can't. I
do think it's only gonna be worse. I think it's only gonna get worse once V14 drops. Honestly, It's gonna be funny. But you'll see. You might notice it when you see it, or yeah.
Well, I will say, you can't recognize it as a spoiler if you don't have context, right? Obviously.
Yeah. But
like for this one specifically, there's like, well. You guys are just gonna have to wait.
Yeah. Yep. We were at the guard. Okay, the puppet coin fight. Of course, it ends with the timeline getting corrected by a particular entity.
I like the error pop-up that comes up. I love that. It scares everyone.
That would scare so many people. It's so funny. This is like, oh god.
It's not the Z one.
No.
People asking, it's not that one.
What else is there in chapter 13? There's the Atom fight, but that barrier got changed. Right, there's a little cutscene, extra cutscene, I believe, in the Grand Dream Ball where Cassandra specifically takes some like indirectly takes the piss out of Madalis just to get on her nerves. With the mention of Lisbeth, which I thought was such a cool addition, and like, oh god, this poor woman.
I think that was there before, but it's more.
I think it was mostly just to take the piss out of Madalis specifically. Like it didn't. I don't think it actually mentioned Lisbeth before, because she got put. Did it?
Yeah, I did. I'm pretty sure.
She definitely got put more in the spotlight, though. I think
she did because
she
literally the spotlight came up.
Fuck.
Look, I think that I put the spotlight graphic over her.
I'm bad. My memory bad. My bad. Anyways, I think it also was like chapter 13 somewhere.
Did we talk about the library?
Library.
Athenium or whatever it's called.
What?
It got a pretty big update.
The library
in the Scholar District.
Oh right. Was it chapter 13 or 14? I think. It's 13. Right, it's 13 because. Oh no, no.
No, it is 13 because that's before the desert.
Right. Okay, after that it's just entirely okay. Athenium. Right. There is. Every time I think about it, I just cry because there's a typo in one of the files that gets shown to Melia. Or it's like in the fucking title for like Bakery Athenium. And it pisses me off because I lost the files for that. Both those ones and the ones that were about the Storm Chasers as well. And I can't go back and fix it anymore. I'm just like, no, I have to redo the graphics for that again. It sucks. I don't want to do those again. I'm doing it another time. They're just gonna have to live with a typo being there for now. I don't care.
A lot of people like Drunk Husky.
Drunk Husky is really funny. Like, but also I think it's interesting that she just reacts the way that she does with some character, like when you put separate inputs. I think it's interesting.
A lot of people were asking why she doesn't have anything to say about Anju, and well, it's very intentional why Anju isn't there.
There's a reason for it, but that's all we can really say. Chapter 13, 13. Of course, there's the update with the little cutscene where Eren and Melia get put in the cinema area.
Oh yeah, and they're like sitting in they're like locked down to the chair.
Yeah, like what is this? What is going on?
I had fun.
Yeah.
Doing puppet master stuff.
I think the rework on the front was actually really good. It feels like a lot more polished in that sense. Like it's not just the area generally looks nicer, stuff like that. Something happens. Oh right, the Hiyoshi Pass battle with Ren and Kieran. There's also a funny moment there, kind of. It's short, but
it's very minimal, but there is a funny moment.
It's like, hey, how do you know that name? I think it also is a little bit better visually because otherwise it was first just like Adrest floating in a void, and now it's actually him being an apparition that appears next to the player at the house, which is visually more interesting to look at, I would say.
I think that's like the whole thing about 0.5. Everything is more interesting to look at. It's
far more visually appealing and interesting and engaging, I would say. I think there's a lot more to see, and I think that's good. Yeah. I think that mostly covers it for chapter 13.
Yes, I believe so.
And then there's chapter 14, which actually did get a pretty major overhaul, especially the pyramid.
Like it was like literally only the unknown part, I think.
No, it was like literally the entire interior of the pyramid.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Except for the higher floors where it gets all fun.
Yeah. Like when it
like
gets to the modern tech stuff, then it's the same, but it's like the older segments.
I still want to do a little facelift when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to redo the maps. I just want to touch up the
tiles,
the graphics. Yeah.
Just a little bit more polish, clean up, that kind of stuff. Because I think the area still looks good. I think maybe it's just like a little bit of detailing here and there in that sense.
That changed the unknown dimension and stuff like that. The pyramid, that was a very late change.
Yeah, you were just, you also debated for a while if you wanted to do it or not, because you were just like, I have to put this off, I have other things that I need to do first. If I get around to it, then I'll do it. But then you said that for like a week, and then after a week you were just like, I'm gonna fix the pyramid, it's gonna bug me.
No, because I didn't want it. Because if I was gonna send out 0.5, I wanted the whole present to be done. You know, the whole picture to be painted. I didn't want any blotches. So I was like, I can like. At that point, I was getting a little burnt out, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because this is after Terajuma. This is after the Puppet Master stuff. This is after Random City. So at this point, and I did not finish Paragon or Renegade yet. So I was like, if I'm feeling a little burnt out now, maybe I should focus more energy on those 2 routes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I was like, no, I'll power through this.
And it turned out a lot better for it. It doesn't have
really
the fucked up tile puzzle or the bridge puzzles anymore. Which were a fucking nightmare with troubleshooting for bugs and everything. It was always broke.
I am never remaking Valor Mountain again because I don't want to do the MC cutscene over again.
Stupid fucking mountain. That fucking mountain that I hate.
If anything, if anything change, I'm just gonna have to like drill like a hole, take a bottle of bleach and just pour it down the mountain and fix all the bugs. I'm just gonna have to lock
the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to lock in.
Let's see.
The M2 cutscene is too iconic to change now.
It's funny. I like that cutscene.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I think that covers it for chapter 14. I think it's like literally just like the pyramid stuff that changed. There's a little bit more fleshed out interaction with Alan and Alice, of course, which is honestly quite nice. Actually, that is actually a good thing. We missed that for chapter 11. Alan and Alice getting more screen time. Which is,
they got a lot more screen time.
I feel like they actually are more a character of their own now, instead of just like they appear for 2 seconds and then fuck off to the middle distance. I love working on the scene where you like wake up in the middle of the night and like, Rodea is freaking out because she got a terrorist phone call. Yeah. And she's like, they want you to go to this spot. It's so dramatic, and then you have all the cars coming in. It's at nighttime. And then it's just Alice and Alan. And the chef's kiss for me is that if you have enough points of venom and you walk through scene, you can see it happening before it starts, because you see the cop cars driving off into the distance, and they're going to the Alan and Alice. Point. And it's funny because it's like Alan and Alice. Okay, maybe you don't recognize them immediately because they're different sprites, of course, than when you meet them in the 8-bit world first. But then when Karen enters the fucking scene, you're just like, oh, it's these two. Yeah,
Yep.
So I understand now. It's like, why are you here? What are you doing here? How do you escape from that place? God damn it. It's just, you're just like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. And it's also really funny, the implication that Hazuki was also behind that whole setup. And also just that Hazuki just brought Alice and Alan over to Rodea's apartment. It's just like, what are we supposed to do with these children? Are you fucking kidding me?
And she just kind of drops them there. She's like, well, have fun with these children, these terrorist children.
Lamau, bye.
And it's not really shown in game because there's not really a time to show it, but like they tear that apartment up.
Yeah, I think
like, they go on her.
I think Rodea mentioned it at some point that they ate the whole fridge of frozen meals.
And they ate frozen meals without putting in. Yeah, they didn't cook it. They just ate it because they didn't understand.
It's like, oh my god, these two goofy. Anyways, yeah, I think that about covers it for V14. Chapter 14. Chapter 15. Yep. I don't think much changed.
Nothing
really changed because that was just kind of like, I think that was still just completely up to par with everything else that was added in 0.5.
Yeah.
I think, well, the only thing, of course, that changed is the Puppet Master fight. That is the only, like, real significant change, I think. Because of the new boss system. Like, it's way more climactic and actually feels like it's more thematically correct as well. I feel like, especially considering how much hype was built up to that fight, it deserved that kind of treatment. That it was really, like, a really standout type of fight. So yeah. But that's the only real thing that changed.
I would like to revisit this chapter and, like, streamline it a little more, especially, like, the player and Aelita's side. But, like, besides that, I'm pretty happy with it.
Coffee, Greg is...
Yes.
Always good.
And then we get to Paragon and Karma files, right?
Yeah, Paragon. Let's cover Paragon first, yeah.
The part everyone wants to talk about.
Yep. We're finally
at
that
point. I
point.
Brain rot with these two routes, like, holy crap. I don't think there's been any chapter that has killed so many people emotionally and mentally than these two chapters.
Yep. Honestly, I was expecting at least some reaction in regards to Karma, but I wasn't expecting this level of reaction from people. Like,
to be honest, like those chapters were kind of hard.
Yeah,
crazy.
They were quite heavy in a way, because I've said this comparison a couple of times before. Maybe people have missed it, but I feel like if you have both routes, you know, both of them have really hard-hitting moments, but I feel like whereas Paragon is a sniper rifle taking aim for 2 hours and then sniping you right where it hurts at that moment where it matters. Renegade is a fucking machine gun going off at you at all times.
Renegade is like a Gmod map where, like, you're in a public lobby.
It's like a Gmod ragdoll noise is constantly going on.
Everyone has their mic at 100% gain. They're talking. People are getting shot in the corner by, like, a Gatling gun.
Hi, Sticks! Welcome back! I see you joined at the right moments. Okay. But yeah, that is pretty much what's going on with those two routes. But Paragon first. I think most of Paragon was just setting up more character moments.
They're
fleshing
both
out the characters.
In general, both of the chapters are they're like I put in game. They're chapter 0. They're very much set up, even though a lot of crap happens. I really just wanted to give them time. To be together. That's not implication for anything. I'm just saying they're friends and they deserve some nice time together. Okay,
there is some downtime before the Sun raid, of course, and in that time, it's weird if nothing happens. So, what do you do to have a well-rested mind before going to the jaws of the beast? Essentially, it is just relax a little bit, be well trained, of course, but they're already at that point where it's just where they're at their best.
Everyone is extremely stressed.
Yes, you need to have a calm mind, because otherwise you're gonna fuck things up, of course. And just unwinding and taking some time to just chill with each other is like the best way to do that.
Like the date is set. Like, they know what's about to happen. Like, it's just very, like, everyone, like, it might not come across as, like, very apparent, except for that one scene with Amber and Venom and Aquamarine, but everyone is very much on edge.
Yes,
everyone's very scared, very, very stressed out, so they take the time to just kind of enjoy each other's company for a little while longer, until the inevitability of having to, you know, confront things, the horrors, once again
facing the horrors.
Yes.
Whereas, I think also the bombshell that gets dropped at the end of Paragon with the stuff about Karma. Also, just like, I feel like it really is driven home extra hard, because there's just, whereas Rejuvenation is very much a game that relies heavily on music to set the mood for a lot of scenes, there's just no music playing at all during that entire sequence where you read through the files, where you get called into the room to even look at them. There's just no music playing, and it's just like dread. There's just pure dread in the room, essentially, just reading through that stuff.
AC noise, and machinery in the background.
It's just like oh, this is serious. Like, there's just nothing playing at all. It's
wow, Dread Mention.
I feel like
No,
it
I would
really
say
drives that home. It stands out because there is no music in a game that uses music for so many things. There being no music makes it just all the more stark in contrast.
Even in Paragon, I'm not skipping around the funniness that happens. I am very aware.
Yeah.
Of all the hee moments.
Yeah, and that's like
that have people going crazy.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I also think that Paragon hits so hard with what happens at the end, because a lot of it is very lighthearted. Like, of course, there's some very heartfelt stuff in there. There's the stuff with Crescent. There's the stuff with Aaron, of course.
People love the stuff with Crescent. I love working on that part.
There's also the stuff with Amber and Venom, of course, which I personally think that's my favorite scene that was in Paragon, because I'm just like, oh, these two. But, of course, there's also the silliness with Ren going for Grand Team City if you do challenge trials and everything.
Oh, that was so fun to make.
The scene with Petty at Nika's Cafe is so funny. I just like that it's lighthearted, and then you go through these segments with all this stuff. There's already a little bit at the end of like the segment with Amber at the fucking central building, where you're just like, oh, this is like right before you go to Spacia and Champa. It's just like, oh, there's already some stuff happening. This is not good. But then it hits you full on with, like, right in the, like, it fucking sucker punches you with what is revealed at the end. And that's what I exactly mean with, like, a sniper lining up a shot for 2 hours. Just to make sure that moment lands as hard as it could.
And I still feel like I could do that scene a little better at the end. Just more despair on their faces.
Yeah, I mean that's just like little right things, you know.
Yeah. I'm not like huge changes, just more like
sprite.
Give them more emotions.
Yeah.
Because right now they just kind of stand there in it.
Yeah.
But if I'm honest, at the end of Paragon, I was like
tired,
on fumes. I was about to explode.
I think that about covers it for Paragon. Well, aside from the Xenogene quest, but I think I talk a lot about that on Discord now, on Reborn in particular. I'm not gonna do like a whole information dump here, because that's gonna take so fucking long to get over everything. I will talk about it on Discord if you ask me. I will answer questions about like shit that has been talked about, so...
The Aaron part of Paragon was one of my favorites to work on too.
Oh yeah, I really like the drawing that I did for that as well.
I love the garden underneath the.
Yeah. I think that it's very pretty. I think it's like really aesthetically pleasing, that whole segment.
Yes.
Also, Aaron taking the piss out of Texan is always good. So.
Oh, it's so funny. I was having so much fun.
It's more fun that way.
Having their banter. That line is such a meme. Like I knew people would like that line, but I did not. Meme that. Yeah, it's like a huge meme now. Yeah. It's funny.
I mean, I think aside from that, I think that about covers Paragon. So we would have to move to Renegade, which is Mr. Bones' wild ride.
Everyone's favorite route.
Oh boy.
Mr. Renegade.
I feel like it might be good to talk about your thought process going into Renegade, because it's very, like, of course, it's on the bad route, essentially. Like, you're the bad guy.
It's very
tonally, it's very different than what you might expect, in a way.
Yes. Also, root car.
Yeah.
Playing past my window. Okay, so Renegade. Yes. What I wanted to do. Okay, first of all, my before I even think about like everything that happened, I hated it when games let you be evil and then they don't let you be evil and nothing changes.
Yeah.
Right. So my goal was to have I maybe I'm gonna kill myself for this later, and like bash my head in the wall. But I really wanted it to be unique. It has to be unique, right?
Yes.
It has everything that happens in Renegade has to be different. And there's like one part in version 14 that's very similar to Paragon, but it kind of has to be that way, unavoidable.
Yeah.
But like past that point, I want everything to be completely different. But I also wanted Renegade to have to, like, Renegade and Paragon, they have to work together. they're separate routes, but they
Two sides of the same
cross
coin.
streams. Yes, they cross streams a lot. You don't absolutely need to play the other route to understand, but it gives a lot of context, and I think it puts things into perspective.
Yeah, you can enjoy both routes standalone, but it is good to know about both or what happens in both, because it does like explain a couple of things that happen in each route, essentially.
Yeah.
Because otherwise,
I didn't.
Some stuff goes.
I didn't want Renegade. I didn't want Renegade to just be haha evil route. Like, have you
not
seen
the
that
edgy
that
type of I'm gonna kill them all kind of fucking shit.
Have you seen that meme from another? I don't remember what fan game it's from or a ROM hack, but it's like, kill this person, yes or no, and it's like it's like a fire red leaf green hack. And it's just like Leaf standing in front of a biker being like, kill this person. I really didn't want it. I really didn't want it to
just to be edgy for the sake of being edgy, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted it to have meaning, and it's not. I know a lot of people like to compare it to Genocide Route, and I don't really think it's that either, to be honest.
I feel like it's more of a more apt comparison. I feel like they compare
it to that because there's nothing really else to compare it to.
I mean, Snowgrave is also kind of like similar, but it's like a different route that still ends in a way that you still have to go through the major beats of the story.
Yes.
There's just things that are different, you know? I think in that sense, Snowgrave is a better comparison, but I also get like the comparison because it's just like, hey, you're being an asshole to people. You are literally erasing them from existence with that fucking spell that you are using. What is going on here?
And the creation of M2, like, she was old. M2 was weird because she was planned and then she wasn't, because M2 was not called M2, it was just Melia.
Yeah.
Right? And that whole weirdness that happens in that question mark world that everyone knows and are scared of. It didn't happen to that extent, and it was literally just Melia going through like she was witnessing what the player was doing, and she was going a little nuts.
Just going through it.
Yeah, but I decided to change it a little bit for reasons I will not go into here.
Yeah.
But she was gonna be a lot more dramatic.
Yeah.
A lot more not necessarily violent.
Unhinged.
More unhinged.
Yeah.
And it's like I didn't want the whole route to just be a downer all the time. So while I was like writing her, she just kind of wrote herself.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can describe it. She took over from me.
Yeah.
And she became what she is because that is who she is.
Yeah. I feel like
all these things with the different forms and her like dancing all the time and having fun, like that was not necessarily planned. That just kind of happened because I don't know, she's more powerful than me. I don't know. Yeah. She took over.
It's funny though because there's a lot of writing in her speech mannerisms that I also can recognize entirely from how you behave sometimes. It's just the fucking brain dumping that you sometimes do in my DMs, like in the middle of the night, or just like when you just wake up or have been awake for too long.
Mm-hmm.
You just start.
Me and M2 are very similar in a lot of ways. I can't create clones, unfortunately, but
it's so
I feel
funny.
I feel like a lot of my inherent unhingedness goes into her a lot.
I feel some of it carried over to Risa as well, especially in 0.5. But it's very much those two, I think.
Yep. And I actually really, really enjoy writing M2 because she's very like she's along for the ride, but she's also not. Like she's doing it out of fear. She's not to I could do a whole freaking presentation about M2, but she's not doing it because obviously there's some incentive for her.
She doesn't want to do everything that's happening.
Everything that's on that list is not necessarily what she wants, but it's like acts out of fear. Like if she doesn't, like she kind of wants to stay relevant in the player's eyes because that's the whole thing with the list. She wants to stick closer to your enemies or something like that. I forget how the
keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer.
Yeah, she wants to stay close to the player because she wants to stay relevant. If she feels like if she loses that relevancy, it's like the thing with Ren, and like how the player is like when she wants to go after Ren and the player is like, no, not Ren, not yet, right? Yeah. She basically wants to be in that position where the player is like, not yet. She wants to live as long as possible. Yeah. So she she kind of aligns herself with the player's goals a little bit just for survival's sake. But obviously, there's personal things that she has to go through with that list as well.
Yeah.
I mean, she created the list, so she had those things in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, she's very codependent. Yep. Codependent.
Codependency problems. Aside from that, well, there's the whole thing with the alter egos that M2 puts out every time. I think M6 is still the funniest one. The fucking Feebas.
Oh, the Feebas. It's always the ones I never expected to like gain such immense popularity.
Come
like
on.
I thought like
that one was just perfect for that kind of stuff. Let's be real here. It's just so out of left field. You just have a Feebas just so deeply
that
depressed.
Is in pain. Depressed in pain, suffering 24/7.
It's like you don't really
wants God to
that,
come down
you know?
and end its life, but God is like, no, you must suffer for your sins. That is M6.
I also like the swole one. What was it? M11, right?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh, I wanted so badly to make M11 a pilot, but I was like, no.
No.
I have to be civil about this.
Yeah.
Now she just has 2 towers on each arm.
Yeah. And of course there's the end of Renegade, where the player suddenly speaks and has a whole speech towards her, which very rightfully fucking freaked out so many people, which is really funny. But
oh, the speech at the end?
Yes. Merry Christmas, M2.
Yes. I love that scene is so crazy to me because I feel like the player was taking control of me because I did that whole scene in like an hour and I nailed it right at like I locked in. I opened up the text box and I just kept writing.
Yeah.
And that was the result.
Yeah. Yeah, sticks. Oh, right, the scene with Amber and Venom in Renegade. There's a very different scene with Amber and Venom in Renegade.
Oh, it's such a nice scene, such a sweet scene.
It's so cute, so nice.
Two girls, just they're friends.
The besties.
Looking out for each other.
Nothing bad
one
happens.
gets one kind of gets scrubbed off the board, but what relationship that doesn't happen,
it just kind of happens.
It's even more tragic when you remember that it was meant for Venom. Wait. By the way.
I will never forgive you. Listen.
The spell was meant for Venom. It was not for Amber.
Yep.
I have to reiterate that.
Yep. It's out of Amber's own actions that happened. So, it could have been Venom, but it ended up being Amber. That's worse. That's not true. Oh no, it is.
It is true.
It sure is. It sure is
Whether
true.
you believe it or not, it's very true. It's 100% the truth. I've never lied in my life.
The gaslighting.
I'm not.
No, I'm pretty sure, like, Amber actually straight up just pushes Venom out of the way, though. So
she does, yeah.
Like that's genuinely not a joke. So
I mean, it sounds like a joke. I'm putting it as a joke because I'm like twisting the knife a little bit, but I am being truthful.
Gaslighting about that you're getting gaslit.
Yeah.
I throw rocks at you, but in a daring way. Fuck yeah. Okay, well, I think that covers it for both routes. I think that now that I realize we haven't actually talked about the even bigger fucking elephant in the room, which is Asen. The addition
we actually
of
missed
Asen.
one thing.
What?
We missed one important thing. We missed the bucket bird.
Oh, true! The goopy boy.
Mm-hmm.
The goopy boy.
It kills itself at the end with heat wave.
So, I honestly, I did the regular portrait for Talon before I did the fucked up one, but I honestly like the fucked up one more. It's, in a way, I feel like it really, like, gets the, conveys the terror quite well. It's just like, and also, Action Waltz, of course, was written specifically for that part in Renegade. The
I
original
also
version.
say that Karma Beasts are not rifts. They're different.
Yeah, they're different. The first time you hear like Action Walls, which is Action Walls Rain, that was like actually just a work in progress of the final version that you hear for Storm.
You went hard on that track.
Yeah, that was my best work for 0.5 for sure. But I really liked the way how the piano was sounding. You were just like, can I use that one for in the game as well? And then when I finished that one, then it was like the like Storm just really, I don't know what happened. I got good at mixing.
When you made the version that had the intro.
Yes.
When I heard the intro, the scene was in my head. I was like,
yes.
I know
you
exactly
synced that
what I
to
need
the
to do
music,
with
and I was like, yes, that's so cool. That made me so happy when
the battle starts. If you don't use speed up when the battle starts, is exactly when the music kicks in.
Yes, it's when you have the violin and stuff kicking in. It's right after the intro, and it just works so well. I'm just like, yeah, it's so fun. I've cried too many times to count this dumb song. Yeah, I know, because I remember the comment you left on it.
Yes. I said I put an effort to make that sync up.
Yeah.
It was yeah.
I just like making music for moments that have such a big impact, because it really, I like setting the tone in a place, you know? It's the same for the track that I showed off earlier.
Music is so important.
It does so much. I think it's good that
that's why Rejuvenation has so many tracks. Yep. I'm not doing it for
most
randomness.
of the file size just comes from the music, but it's like it's kind of like there was a video on it by Sakurai, like Masahiro Sakurai, his YouTube channel. He was talking about the music, and he said there is no masterpiece without good music, and I think like there is. I think that's also why I think it's good that there's so much value put on music in Rejuvenation, because it does so much to elevate the mood and the atmosphere in a moment. And if you really want to drive it home, like, music strikes a chord with everyone, pun intended, but it will always strike a chord somehow. There are some people who have less of a feeling for that, which is fine, but I think it's always really important.
No, me. I need the music.
Yeah, me too. I'm a music girly. I will die if I don't have good music in a game. Like, if it's like okay music, I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. But the best games for me are the ones that have a very memorable soundtrack. So, yeah, or at least they do play heavily into my remembrance of a game. And I think that's also good why Rejuvenation has it so much, that I can actually help out with that stuff, because I really, really enjoy it. So.
Okay, Zumi, we can talk about your Blorbo. You're old little strunkly man.
Listen, wow, you are calling my ass out. Okay, well, you know what? That's fine.
I am.
Yeah. I was not the one who came up with the idea. At least it was you.
No, that's another character you yanked away from my hand, and you're like, he is mine now, not yours.
No. I still think miss. I don't want to take credit for it. You were the one who made him that way.
Yeah, but you really brought him to life.
I do like
the art and stuff.
I do really like that drawing. I just think it's funny to have a character that is just so stone-faced for like 99% of the time, except that one time where you bring up something that is so specifically his direct interest that he just goes completely unhinged. It's fun. I like those kind of characters. It's just like
Asen was kind of like born from like it depends on when you started Rejuvenation, or if you're like privy to like all the older versions. But like even if something is objectively better that I've done in a newer version, there's some things about the old one that just never really translates over, and like sometimes you get sad about that and you miss some things, and Asen is kind of like the culmination of all those things into like a character.
Like there's always
all the things
yeah
all the things that are like left behind, any traces of
things that once were
yes,
no longer exist, but then he still has knowledge about it for some reason, which is
for reasons.
Hashtag
reasons.
Which is interesting to think about, like what are the implications of that he has that knowledge somehow. How did he learn about this to begin with?
Yes.
Aquaria Shore, and of course the stuff at the 8-bit world, or 16-bit kingdom, rather.
Yes.
That's where he replicates the Allen fight from previous versions, so V12, V13. That is no longer in the current game, but that is something he brings back up and lets you re-experience if you travel a bit through 16-bit, which is interesting, I think. But it's it also brings into question, how the fuck does he know about that stuff, you know?
So, I like how when you find him, he walks up to you without even saying anything.
It's like, hey.
And one of the options is like, back up, man.
Yeah.
And he takes a step back. It's so funny to me.
And then there's also that the implication that he doesn't really know much about modern slang is also funny, because they're one of the options in that exchange as well, that you get to answering his question of if you're interested in re-experience something is just like, yeah, and he's like, what does that, I'm not sure what that means, but I think it's a it's an affirmation or something.
Did I write that?
Yes, you did.
Or did you write?
I think it was like, I think it was like spitballing in the dev server, or it was in our DMs where
you say yeah, and he's like, what?
Yeah,
like,
and then you actually implemented that in the game. Like, it was just like a random thing. Right. I didn't actually expect you to add that. It was just like a funny thing that we were discussing.
I remember
and it
now,
in.
Yes.
And then there's of course the CGs, which were funny. There is actually a funny story about that. I didn't know which one I initially wanted to use, because I liked both. I had the version with the smiling and one where it was just like staring into the camera with a blank face, essentially. Then Jan was just like, why don't you use both? And it was like, oh, okay. And then I added the glitchy version as well.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, we can use both. I can make it work. But that was literally just like, I don't know which one I like better. That's the thing. But then also, he was made his design was finalized 10 months before release. I was dying on the inside because I had to wait so long, because he was a secret for even the devs for a very long time.
I like how you posted that art.
Yeah, that was when I actually posted that artwork. Wait, I can pull it up if I want.
Also, Asen was...
You've probably seen it a lot. I've reposted it quite a few times, but...
Asen was originally a woman, too.
Yeah.
But I was like, I should probably make another guy.
To non-binary and then to guy.
Literally.
He's gone through
trans king.
Yeah, true.
Trans king.
Okay, but there is a reason for that, but we can't really go into that. But you know what? It's fine. This is the art that I'm talking about. This one was posted in like January or February of last year. I didn't mention anywhere that it was related to Rejuvenation at the time. It was really funny to me personally, but I also put in like, I had to disguise it a little bit as like, it's a commission for an anonymous client. First of all, it wasn't a commission.
And the anonymous client was herself.
The anonymous client was myself.
Yeah. I was like, wow, when she added that, I'm like, wow, this anonymous client, huh?
Self-indulgent that I had to hide. Because it was the only time that I ever actually got to post about it in public at first. And then I had to wait 10 months for October to arrive. So I could finally... Well, no, not quite. Because when testing started, I could finally talk about it with the devs. Because he was kept a secret for literally until internal testing started. And then afterwards, as soon as people got served during alpha and beta, I was like, hey, you should go backtrack through everything.
Yeah, every channel.
I need to see reactions. I was like, I don't know what happened. Like, I feel like the brain rot wouldn't have been as bad if I didn't have to shut up for so long. Like, I think it probably rewired my brain. I'm not sure what.
You were suppressed for too long. Yeah. The brain rot.
It was so bad. Yeah, literally as soon as you could serve, I was like,
the moment somebody got served, it's like she wouldn't even be talking. She wasn't active in the channels, and all of a sudden she would just appear.
It's like, hey,
like you would type in the chat, hey, I just got served, and Zumi would just like teleports behind you and like snaps your neck and be like, go to River then.
It's like turn your head around 180 degrees. You need to backtrack now.
Every single time, it was like, crazy to me.
It's so normal. It's fine, don't worry about it. Suki hosted email message. Yes, it's true. I had to like wrangle you away from your shiny run so you could actually progress through the story.
By the way, I think we're a little over time. Do we want to do like a quick Q&A?
Yes, I'm fine going a little later because the Minecraft segment will just be 2 hours then. I need to run to the bathroom really quick, but I will, then we will stop with the Q&A at 11:30, which is like 45 minutes. I think we can do a Q&A during that. I'm gonna run to the bathroom and then I will explain things Esther. So.
Okay. My stream now. How are you all doing? I did play XD Gale of Darkness. I love that game. I don't just like that game, I love that game. Why catch a Pikachu? Because he's so cute. Look at him. Oh my god, I love that picture so much. With the ketchup bottle, like he's so chunky, and then the ketchup bottle was also a little chunky. And he's just so happy. How do I have to explain? Glad you guys are enjoying the stream. I'm not really much of a streamer, so I always get a little self-conscious. I like show up and like, how to talk? I don't know. Am I feeding the Zumi avatar with ketchup? You could look at it that way. Or maybe I'm just dyeing her hair, that's why it's that color.
I have pink hair nowadays.
Hey.
Hey. Okay. I have pink hair. I don't know if ketchup is pink anymore, so maybe it's like pink sauce, but...
That ketchup is like 20 years old, maybe it went pink.
God. That sounds fucking horrifying, actually. I don't know what kind of chemical reaction it had. Okay, so, Q&A time. What we can do, we can, of course, read questions from chat, but if you donate, we will actually it will be guaranteed that we see your question, because the chat goes fast. And we have like a log of activities that happen on the timeline with like following and donations and stuff. So if you want to both help out for the cause that this stream is actually for, and make sure that your question is read, you can of course just donate a little bit. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. I'm not gonna set a minimum amount, but of course more is better always, because it would be really cool if we could still meet the goal of 2,500. But the overall stretch goal for this particular segment has already met, so I completely understand if it doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be like these fucking huge amounts that some people have been throwing at you, which is still fucking crazy, by the way. Thank you so much. But
they wanted that track so bad.
Yeah, I'm extremely flattered and very happy that you guys wanted to see it or listen to it. But yeah, we'll start the Q&A now. If you wanted to have your question read, feel free to donate. But otherwise, we'll just be looking for chat and pick stuff from there.
And obviously, no questions with happy spoilers.
Right, of course. We reserve the right to not answer some questions. So, because of course, if you
donate something and I can't answer it,
yeah,
you can just ask another question.
Yeah. Let's see. Since when was Asen even meant to exist? Oh, here we go.
Hi Zumi. Hi January, I will get you both for everything you did to me. Anyways, Q from my buddy Mary. Can we know about what happened to Melia in those 3 years in Amberette Town? Like any info you can tell us.
Since when was
Thanks,
Asen
I hate you, bye.
Did you read that one just now, or did?
Sticks that, let's see. There's a donation that happened. Hi Zumi, hi Jan, I will get you both for everything you did to me. Anyways, question for my buddy Mary. Can we know about what happened to Melia in those 3 years in Amberette Town? Like, any info you can tell us? Thanks, I hate you, bye.
Sure. Thank you for the love. During that 3 years, it's honestly...
Actually, let me
all she did was, like, she did her part-time job at the restaurant, she trained. She kept a lot of herself in her room, and she kind of let herself go a little bit. Like her hygiene kind of felt like, that's why she has such long hair when she sews up. It's because she didn't have the the mental
Yeah.
fortitude to like keep in touch with like her hair length and all that.
Yeah, like she didn't take proper care of it.
Yeah. She got along with a lot of the other people there. Like she didn't become close friends with anyone. Like besides like Crescent, they talked a lot.
She's not really a recluse, but she wasn't happy
Yeah.
either, essentially.
Like imagine just spending 3 years not knowing what happened to your friends after like a confrontation like that, right? It's like you don't know if they're
Yeah.
dead. There's no way you can like confirm that. And
I don't know
I
if you
suspect that she
but
would
will
like
we get a few
ask.
more Aevian forms?
She would ask. Oh, what's his name now?
Irvin?
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. She would ask Irvin for like updates of, because obviously he's like the quote unquote boss of the area, or
Yeah.
it's like looking after them. And I suspect she would go to him and ask, like, can you tell me anything that's happening in my time? And he would have to say no because,
Yeah.
well, truthfully, he doesn't know anything. He's Irvin is just as in the dark
Yeah.
as the rest of them.
He's being pulled along,
Like
along just as much.
Yeah. He doesn't know anything more than what the player does at that point, or Melia does.
Yeah.
Right. He's there for a specific reason. He has his goals.
Yeah.
And it's not like he goes and meets with the hags and they discuss over tea what their next plan is. His sole job there is to take care of the kids.
Yeah. Is that about it for the question? Answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got another donation from Sam. From, I don't know if you said, but will we get a few more Aevian forms?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yes, of course.
Every version will have new ones.
Yeah. They might be more or less. Depends on
Yeah,
what
they're
is
not-
put on the table and what is appropriate as well, because we don't want to like
Yeah.
add them for no reason, as I talked about a little bit earlier. But
Like
yes,
V14
they
is
will.
gonna have
There
a
will be
low.
more.
The V14 is gonna have a low amount because
It's so story heavy.
Story based.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are new locations, but there's not like anything. We just wanted to focus on the new things right now. But there are new forms coming in 14.
Yes. Let's see. Let's scroll through chat a little bit. Let's pick a question from chat.
There was an Asen question, but we already kind of talked about him for a long time. So
I mean, it's like really quickly answered. If anything, when was Asen even meant to exist? This version. It's this version. But it's like he wasn't made before that, but that's it. Let's see. Who is both of your favorite villains in the game? From Felicity Stream.
let's see. I
think I like. I think I like Gira the best because he's fun to bully. After that, it's probably Angie though.
My favorite changes a lot depending on what I'm working.
Yeah.
Hint, hint. My favorite right now is Nastasia.
I do like Nastasia as well, but I just think it's funny too. Nastasia. Well, tomato tomato. It's the same with Asen or Asen, whatever. Okay, let's see. Another question from chat.
I can answer this one real quick.
Yeah, sure.
I don't remember if it's mentioned, but is Irvin from the time period, or was he also taken there? He's from that time period. He's not from the present. He grew up and lived in that time.
Oh, right. There is something that we missed for chapter 14. Because I just saw a question. Was more planned for Dr. Isha in 4.5, which reminded me that his role kind of got changed.
Ugh. He's such an unfortunate character because I had a lot more planned for him, but then the pandemic happened.
Yeah, this is just a
and then I felt really awkward writing him anymore. Like even if it's not that big of a deal for me personally, just writing that while also experiencing a lot of things, it just made me I just don't like writing him right now.
Yeah, he's more of a victim of circumstance, if anything.
He still will have importance.
Yeah, but it's not as.
He will have his moment, but I will say that his role really fell.
Yeah.
Due to in real life circumstances.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Let's see. In Amethyst Caves, are used X and J, Zara and Jean, or is it just an accident with the initials?
No, it's them.
Yeah, it's them.
But is it actually them, or is it Clear and Kieran? Who knows?
Oh. Hey, we got a donation.
Isn't you ever going to get a kill without it being stolen? Egg excluding the hags kinda question mark.
Okay, so if you didn't hear it, is M2 ever going to get a kill without it being stolen? I guess excluding the hags kind of question mark. Who knows?
It's so funny because every time M2 tries to go in for the kill, the player just like literally
Just
jumps
nope.
in from out of frame and takes it away.
Whoa, end of night be upon ye.
Yeah, literally. Who knows? Maybe she might, maybe she won't.
Fucking kill stealer. She literally calls the player out for it. Karina.
If Karina's already dead, you will call the player a kill stealer.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't remember. No, okay, that's the one that you read up.
Maybe M2 should just be better to secure the kill.
Yeah. Oh, another donation.
Hi Jen, hi Zumi, I hope you're both doing good. But I have a burning question. How are Cosme and Comet able
That's a funny
to speak
question,
English?
actually. Hi Jen, hi Sumi, I hope you're both doing good, but I have a burning question. How are Cosmia and Comet able to speak English from Meshubo?
They were experimented on during their time at the school. Not from obviously not from the
Zara.
When you see them, not from them.
That's definitely like clearing Kieran's stuff, I think.
They were doing Zara and Jean were trying to get them to talk naturally, not through like horrible experiments or anything. They were just like trying different methods to get them to talk, right? That was like their pet project. But they never finished that. And then Clear and Kieran were like, you will speak now, period. And like made them talk.
Yeah.
Basically.
Like they have knowledge that goes far beyond what Zara and Jean knew. So it just kind of turned into that Cosmia and Comet actually turned like humanoid, or were able to turn humanoid without the eyes being like fucked up. And we're actually able to speak, so there's like they work their magic.
There's more to them. I know a lot of people joke that they're forgotten characters, but they just haven't had their time yet.
Yeah.
I've been playing since like V3. It's my all-time favorite Pokemon game. Will Paradox forms be available to catch, or will any gym leaders have them?
Okay, so Anonymous donated 10 euros for, hi guys, thank you guys so much for this game. I've been playing since like V3. It's my all-time favorite Pokemon game. Will Paradox for MS be available? I think it's like main characters or characters be available to catch, or will any gym leaders have them?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
they will be obtainable at some point.
Yeah, they will. Every single Pokemon will be obtainable.
Yeah. But
I can't. Okay, this is a good time to say in Renegade, I will try my best with a capital B to make every legendary available to the player in that Renegade path, but due to circumstances that might be a little difficult, but you will get the better ones for sure.
It is possible that a complete Pokédex is not possible on Renegade because of the way that how that works essentially. It is of course going to be possible on Paragon. That should speak for itself, but
100%.
But Renegade might not have a dex complete. But that's up in the air on how things go and what.
It might happen, it might not. But it's not. It's like dex completion in Renegade. Like that's not what the route is for. You know?
Yeah. Let's see. What is the rest do? Okay, Yusuf. How do you plan on adding the Gen 9 Mon encounters wise? Like, how spread out restricted will they be? A lot of them are going into late game, I'm pretty sure, because they're really cracked. It's like a power creep type of thing.
Yeah. I don't know how a lot of them fare after like their like the initial rush of when Gen 9 came out. Everybody was like, every single Pokemon is cracked as hell, right? But I don't know how much that holds up today.
I think
I do know a lot of them are going to be leaking.
I think it's like also you shouldn't really be looking at a competitive type of field, but more so how they play in general.
Yeah.
Because in like regular PvE type of use, then most of the Gen 9 mons are very cracked compared to earlier gens, which is what we should be looking at more than what is happening in the competitive scene. course, it is good to still know, like, hey, what kind of usage do these mods have?
I also like when I meant competitive, I mostly meant to see like what do they excel at, you know?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
And well, how would that fit?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, from VandaBlack004, what are your guys' favorite chapters in the game? That was a difficult one for me, actually, because I like a lot of chapters.
My favorite chapter is 3.
For me,
that's the one with the sewer and marionette. I love that chapter so much.
It's honestly, for me, it's kind of hard. I feel like it's a toss-up between 15 and
really
7 at this point.
I really love the Terajuma chapters now.
Yeah,
too. It's very hard.
I feel like it's 15 and 7 for me.
Chapter 3 is always one of close to me because I feel like that one has like never really like, even with reworks other places they don't really change that much. But I feel like chapter 3 has always been
it's kind of a classic at this point. I feel chapter 3 is like classic. Of course, like chapter 1 and chapter 2 are classics too, because of course they're like so fundamental to the whole thing. Especially, I feel like everything that happens on Floria as a whole, like chapter 1 to 4, it's just so like maybe they're like more self-contained type of things, but they also act as such a huge fundamental thing that the entire rest of the story rests on. That you can't really like remove them from the game and still have the same experience, you know? It's I
love the part where you're in Route 6 and you storm.
Yeah.
Valor when you,
I love Route 6 so much. The music there is just so good. Like the atmosphere is so immaculate. I love that. It's one of my favorite areas. I think that's actually my favorite route music as a whole that's being used there. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else in chat? Oh, there is actually a good question from ArtP. Also in the previous devlog, you guys mentioned a side quest about Aevian Chandler. What happened to that? That was actually part of Celgaren, right? Yes.
Yeah.
You were originally supposed to find Aevian Chandler there, but then that side quest kind of got like scrapped for V13.
Wackiness happened, yeah.
And we decided like, hey, it fits in Saki's gym as well, so we might as well put it there. Huh?
Yeah.
Let's see, is there anything else? Oh, here. This is also a good one, because we haven't touched that one yet. What is a dream sequence after you lose a fight? From Neo Lord Blade.
Do not give up Interceptor. That one.
Yes.
What is that place?
I shall
not answer.
That is a good question.
But it is very... I will say, that area is literally... I know it comes in so late, and actually its conception comes from... It's like... I love it when games create things out of, like, limitations, right? The reason why that place exists is because the way the map loads when you lose on the same map, like, it doesn't reset the map. So if you lose and you, like, die on the same map and you go back to the same area, all the characters are still where they were before you lost, right?
Yes.
So my solution to that was to warp the player out and warp them back in.
Yeah.
But originally it was just gonna be a quick like warp that you didn't even like notice. It was like a very like, the screen was black, you wouldn't be able to see. Yeah. But I decided to go in a different direction with it, and I will say that area is one of the most important areas in the entire game.
Yep.
Even though it's possible to never see it.
Yep. So that's fun. Y'all go have fun with speculating on that one. Why the sudden increase in Persona references in 0.5? I just saw this one pop up on the screen. I
mean, it's not. I'm not actively going for Persona 5 or just Persona references in general.
Yeah. It just. I feel like it mostly is just like present because of the Diaper Casino just having music that suddenly is like really reminiscent of Persona 5. Yeah. But that's
and I feel like Persona
only the major
also hits broad topics all the time, so it's like hard to like.
Yeah.
It's like a Simpsons did it thing. Like you do one thing, and people are like, "What's with the Persona reference?" On or a JoJo reference is the same thing. It's like I'm not. Like I remember I used the word cognition in Base 13 in the Diamond route.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh my god, Persona 5 reference." I'm like, "No, cognition."
Persona 5 did not invent the word cognition.
Cognition is a word that existed before Persona, guys.
Okay, we got a donation.
Do you have any particular inspirations for Clear and Kieran and their personalities? They're phenomenal characters.
Okay, so Anonymous said, did you have any particular inspirations for Clear and Kieran and their personalities? They're phenomenal characters.
I know people like to meme Kieran as like that guy from Phoenix Wright.
Godot.
I forgot his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was actually a complete accident.
It's kind of like conversion evolution in a way.
Yeah, like literally when people brought it up, then like part of Godot's character kind of seeped into Kieran, especially with like the coffee joke.
Yeah.
Whatever the line is, whatever he says is. All I did was take Kieran and push his hair back, and then he looks like Godot now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I guess I'm referencing this man now.
As for Clear,
and
what is her
Clear?
deal?
Clear is literally like, she's like generic AI. Like,
yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie. What is it called? It's not House Mom. It's like it's a movie about how there's a mom AI that they install in the house and she goes crazy.
I have no fucking idea.
Oh, what's it called? Hold on.
It's.
I'm looking it up. It's a decom. It's a Disney movie.
I have honestly no clue.
Oh, Smart. It's called Smart House.
Oh.
But she's just supposed to be like generic AI. Like she has no. When she's
no real will of her own.
Herself. Yeah, she basically is just like literally just a computer.
Yes.
But I will say there will be some changes occurring in her mind soon.
Okay, let's see what else is in chat. Are there any Gen 9 Pokemons that you are like, wow, this character should have that? Yes. I think
the most obvious one to me is Tinkaton.
Yes. I feel like everyone looked at Tinkaton and was like, that one's
like,
going to
Saki.
Saki.
This is Saki's Pokemon right here. And I was like, I legitimately cannot deny that this mon was created. Like, they looked into my head, or someone on that dev team played Rejuve and was like, I need to give Saki a mon.
Yeah.
And they made
that
that
was
character.
So Saki coded. It was insane. I was like, oh my god, this mon is just literally perfect for her.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I looked at it when it evolved and it had that huge ass hammer. I was like, yeah. The gods have intervened here. Kieran and Goldengo, they work visually, but Kieran doesn't use anything other than at least I don't think so right now, other than water and electric types.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember. I would have to look at it, but yeah. The
surfboard is like so.
Yeah.
I have considered making an Aevian mon just for Kieran and Goldengo, but there have been no sticking points that really work.
Nah, it's always best to just make an Aevian form if it actually like works.
Yeah, I prefer to make Aevian mons around the world rather than around characters.
Yeah, exactly. From Julian Meteor, how do each of the executives treat the grunts? Are they kind and compassionate or dismissive? I feel like this is a good one.
Fuck about any on that team.
Yeah, Gara does not give a shit. He will just like kick them aside. He doesn't care.
Madeless or Madeless is like very kind. Well, it's like
I feel like she's doting on the people who work under her, like not begrudgingly. Like if they're like if they're like loyal to her, she is like the nicest person you could have above her. But if you are kind of like resistant to what she wants, she will immediately give you attitude.
Yeah, she will like start shaking.
Yeah, just like crying, molding kind of type of thing.
But like she kind of like reigns over like the scientist grunts, right?
Yeah,
like that's kind of her group.
Yeah,
and they look up to her and she likes them. So she
is very scientifically smart, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
She knows a lot, but then when it comes to like everything else, she is not very smart. Like she is knowledgeable but not wise, I would say. That's the way to put it.
Anastasia, she barely
she doesn't really have many people on her, I would say. She's like do this and do that, and then that's it. Like the whole like exchange you would have with her is her giving you a task and you complete it. That's it. It's very clear cut and to the point and not much else. It's just purely a working relationship essentially. It's like do this, do that, end of story.
Zeta has brotherly love for for his grunts. Like
He feels like he's really. I feel like he kind of treats them like equals in a way that it's like a bit more of a group feeling rather than I am above the rest. You know.
Yeah.
It's very distinctly different from like Gira, I would say, especially because those two are like complete opposite in the treatment of their underlings.
Zero shits.
Yep.
There's not 0.1. There is not a shit to be have.
Yeah.
With him, but
as for Nevid, what's
Nevid's weird because he's very. I don't think he has much of a close relationship with them at all. Like, they're just kind of around, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like he doesn't really command grunts that much.
Yeah, he's close. He's more minding his own business rather than really like. Yeah. I feel like he trusts the rest to do their job well, and he will say something if they're not. But other than that, he just leaves them kind of be and just sticks to his own guns.
Yep. And I believe that's all. I guess Cassandra too, but she doesn't really do anything with the grunts.
No, I think she's just kind of like. I think she would bitch them around quite a bit, honestly.
No, she would. Her job primarily is to act as be an acting mirror.
Yeah. She doesn't actually have like a lot of close contact with like the Zen grunts. I would say only in private. But even then, it's like few and far in between. Yeah.
I will say about Cassandra, the reason why she's so separated is because she is a tier above them, and there is a secret around her.
Yeah.
That you may or may not get into in version 14.
Let's see, what else is here?
There was one that was asking about the Melia and Darklight caves.
Oh, right.
It's not a huge spoiler, but it's that big chunk of rock is just like a huge deposit of black shard. Yeah. And I can't remember if this is talked about in game, and if it's not, it's not a spoiler. But the reason why Darklight Woods and Darklight caves are like that is because
were there mechanical reasons
a black shard meteor hit that area, and the residue and energy from that deposit basically seeped into the earth.
Yeah.
And it created the forest above it.
Yeah.
And the caves around, yeah.
Yeah. We got a donation question. From Kuso Games. I know there is an in-universe reason for the change in interceptor forms, but were there mechanical reasons for it? I feel like it's kind of a shame to move the new design so quickly, especially after the old ones just got art.
It's the same design, it's just the helmet. I know with Arrow, his design is a lot more strikingly different.
Yeah.
Because his is like negative color is like the black all over instead of white. But the intention behind the quote unquote new design is just the old one with the helmet on it.
Yeah.
It's a flaw from my end for making their design so distinct and then having the armor come through, because I have a lot of plans for the armor, and it's gonna be too much of a hassle to
animate it for every single different character.
Every single character, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there is also another reason for it, but I don't think I can really go into detail about that.
No, you cannot.
No. So.
Or I will kill you.
So, yeah, there are reasons other than just the artwork, but that's for another time.
Oh, and I will say about just making this known, not every single form change the player has or a new outfit will get art because it's just too much.
I will die on the spot. Fuck that. No, I'm not doing that. Sorry. It's the same for I've gotten this question a lot of times for like the secondary outfits that the protagonist gets. That is exactly so much work to draw for every single outfit. I would have to draw 7 different outfits for every single different outfit change that there is in the game.
Yeah.
It's just I already have so much work as is for like
someone
artwork.
Mentioned that like if we kept like a very mainstream armor design, right? It's possible for them to show up in the CGs.
Yes. Exactly.
So the armor with the headset and
it is it retains a certain anonymity that helps it make it become usable in like potential CGs. It's just like it's not saying not saying that it's actually going to get used.
In a perfect world, like they will all have their own distinct armor that completely like like reflects them as a character, but it's just too much.
It's so much work. Like there's already so much work that goes into character sprites as a whole. It's just so every time I think about how many sets one character, like one player character needs, like how many sprite sheets it has, it's insane. There's like more than 10 sprite sheets just for one character for each outfit, which is crazy, honestly.
Yeah.
It's not worth it to do art for every single one of those, and sometimes you just have to cut your losses.
We will both go insane.
Yep.
And version 14 will take 3 years. I'm legitimately not even kidding.
Yeah. Let's see.
I see this one. The room where you get the weird diary has changed a lot, with a certain scene being removed.
By the end of the game,
Was that because the plotline changed, or just to be a little bit more vague about it? The plot did not change around the weird diary in that area. I felt like I revealed a little too much when I did that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back on it, it's not that big of a deal now. It doesn't reveal that much.
But it just gives some very distinct implications.
Yeah, I just wanted to be a little bit more vague about it, but
if you know, you know. I guess that's just kind of what it is now.
The story surrounding that chamber is very much the same.
Yeah. We got a donation from Anonymous. By the end of the game, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you gauge both Paragon and Renegade's difficulty? Renegade is definitely going to be more difficult.
I've always been like very
as a whole
upfront about this. I've from day one I said Renegade is going to be more difficult than Paragon.
But that's also because it's a shorter route that will spike up in difficulty quicker.
Yeah.
Because there's less time to spread it out over. Whereas
well, for
Paragon,
right now it's planned to be shorter, but like you never with me I never freaking know what happens.
Yeah.
But like I will say Renegade things will
I mean, it's naturally going to be shorter because there's no post game, so
yeah. They will all reach the same point of difficulty, but it's just a Renegade's gonna get there faster.
Yeah. Let's see. Going through chat. Hey, okay, from Zika Art. Hey, I hope this doesn't come off as nagging, but I want to ask, what happened to the second part of Route 4?
Part of Route 4. Oh. Good question, actually.
Yes.
Route 4 is actually another unfortunate circumstance of pandemic nastiness. It was supposed to be the whole area was supposed to be available to you right away, right?
Yes.
You were gonna have the outside area, then the cave area, then there's gonna be the mountaintop area, and all the maps are complete except for the cave area. Basically, you can see the whole route if you look through the files, but circumstances push things around, and I have other plans for it now.
Yeah.
But you will be able to, obviously at one point you'll be able to get to all of Route 4.
Yeah. Azrael's Flame, which is your favorite gym leader to fight and why? I think mine is still Rylance, but I think Saki is now in a close second, while that used to be my least favorite fight just because of how fucking awful Glitchfield is.
I love Marionette's battle. That fight is always so fun to me.
Yeah.
Chapter 3 is just my favorite.
Fair enough.
I'll answer this one. Are there a lot of new characters coming in the future version, or is the cast pretty much defined? The core cast is pretty much defined. Like the group that we have now is like the main group. Like I don't forget someone. Aelita, Aaron, Ren,
Melia,
of course. And I think that
Aaron.
Like I said Aaron.
Did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, anyway, you guys know what I mean. The main cast. Those are the central group.
Yeah.
Right? But Act 3 will have new characters. Version 14 will have a few new characters. And I don't want to go too into it because answering this question is very dicey when it comes to like implications.
Yeah.
So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
There will be new characters.
I think this one is quite a nice question as well. Again, from Jillian Meteor, because I do actually like this question. Are there any times you've been tempted to give up on Rejuve? If so, may I ask why?
If I've ever been tempted to give up on Rejuve?
Yes.
I'm not really like. There have been moments of like faltering, you know, like being like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do this anymore. But there hasn't been a point where I'm like, I'm giving up, right?
Yeah.
Like I just close like, the project and I'm like, bye.
Yeah.
Like this game is so. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do after I'm done with Reju because this is just so.
I'm gonna feel so
ingrained into
empty, dude. I'm not gonna know what I need to do with myself.
It's so ingrained to my routine at this point.
Yeah.
Right? It's just part of me.
It has been 10 years, so it's kind of crazy.
I will never, unless someone kills me. I probably will not stop. Even if everyone stops playing and no one gives a shit anymore, I'm probably gonna make it for myself.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, very, very persistent in that way.
Yeah. Let's see. What else is there? Oh, right. This one is pretty good. Is there anything you removed because of retcons that you genuinely feel sad not keeping? From Vulpixma.
See, because most of the things that I like redo, I always keep the basic structure in place.
Yeah. So,
if there's anything, there's probably just like how scenes played that I missed.
Yeah.
Well, I can't really think of any right now. I'm sure there is one. I'm trying to think.
Trying to remember something as well, but I'm not really sure.
See, because most of the things that come out of the revamps, I like infinitely more.
Yeah.
I have talked about how like the reason why Asen exists is because there are some things that that don't quite make it, that don't quite translate
into revamps,
over.
but are still like they're like things that were cool in what they were used for.
When
but
I started
then
the
grand scope, it's just like it doesn't really quite fit in.
When I started the Grand Dream City, when I started planning that out, it was much easier to like plan it out than actually executing it. So that's why the Bladestar route never went anywhere, because in my head and all my documents, I was like, this is how this route will plan out. But then as I'm actually making it, it just became too complicated to work on.
Yeah.
Too many story splits. Like, it comes back later to bite you. And I know I already have so many in the game.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
We have 10 minutes left. If there's any last minute questions people want to send in for donations, then you can. Again,
there's one here. Are there going to be any new outfits for any offense we've seen the main characters wear become available? I don't completely understand. It's by Supernova.
Let me see if I can find it. Where's
Are you talking about like outfits like the player can wear?
The one-off ones?
Yeah, the one-off ones, yeah.
Like, I'd imagine this is also a question that exists because of the fucking Xenogene red carpet stuff, which has unique outfits. I get questions about it so often. With all due respect, this falls back on the stuff that we were talking about with the Interceptor armor as well. Each outfit takes so many sprites. It takes a lot of overworld sprites, it takes back sprites, it takes a VS portrait, it takes a battle sprite. It is so much work. I already was planning to add the Xenogene protagonist outfits because it would be easier to add, because it would literally just be like 3 different outfits with a slightly different skin color for the black or the white protagonist, essentially.
I think eventually, like, I'm talking about like version 16, like end game, like everything's done. I think because when the game is fully out, I don't think I'm gonna stop working on it like immediately. I'll probably do some like, I'll have time to work on those things. Yeah, I have time to work on those things. Yeah. And maybe I'll like bring out those past outfits. I know a lot of people love the Darklight forms. I understand. And that one might. If I ever have time, that one might come out a lot sooner because a lot of people just really, really love them, and I understand why. So maybe that one might get completed. It's
definitely like, it's not guaranteed that it will happen, but it is not off the table either.
It's on my mind. I've heard the cries.
Yeah. Is the armor coming off soon?
Oh, this is a question. From Anonymous, has Madame X's identity ever been successfully guessed, and is the armor coming off soon? Next question.
That's all I have to say. Next question. I will say that there have been very, very amazing guesses.
Yes.
but they've never been quite on point.
Yep.
That's all I'll say about that.
The music just stopped. Hang on. Let's see. Oh, I think this is actually a good one to clarify right now, because this is something that a lot of people have still been confused about. RP, have we already seen the Zygarde host in the game, or is it a new character?
Okay, I'm going to clear the air here because, I understand why this is going to confusion because the wording is a little weird, but there is no Zygarde host. The whole point of the karma files of it being NA is because there was never a host to begin with. Aedris was supposed to be the host, but obviously things happened on the way that was supposed to. Basically, circumstances that happened during that time had him go into the
pods that would normally
with the plates and
what is
like
said
that.
in game is that one of the volunteers for one of the aiding volunteers got killed while they were preparing, and Aedris had to fall in for that. Yes,
because having that spot was more important than having.
There is a small typo in that cutscene where it says 17 instead of 18, but it is 18.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 18. One for each type.
Yeah.
The plates essentially.
Yes. So there is no host. Aedris was supposed to be it, but there just isn't one.
So Zygarde is literally just a
blank slate
acting on instinct.
Yes. There is no person that is in control of it, essentially, which is different for Nymeria and Vetus, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have time for a few more questions. I can scroll for a little bit.
Yes, Supernova clarified, and yeah, they're talking about the one-off.
Okay, yeah, it's just a lot of work. That's the gist of it.
Yeah. But not off the table.
Wait, this might be funny. What is the funniest mispronunciation you've heard of a Rejuve character's name?
How did you call Asen?
Asen. I mean, that's just.
I know.
Wow.
I'm just poking fun at you.
Damn. What the fuck? Oh, I have watched a playthrough a long time ago.
I think I know the exact one where they mispronounce Melia's name so badly.
Melia or something.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like that one took me out when I first heard it. It was like, oh my god, how do you get it out? Melia.
I'm like, girl, how did this happen? How did we get here?
I feel like that was the one that took.
Oh, I can see Melia because Amelia.
Yeah, like Melia, okay, or Melia. It's kind of like the Asen type thing. Nastasia, whatever. Tomato, tomato. But Melia is on a whole different level.
Melia's kind of weird, yeah.
Yeah. Melia.
Was Mr. Hyde always planned? I can't remember him being in previous versions. Mr. Hyde was always planned, but he was supposed to appear in version 14, but I was like, there's no reason for him to wait this long.
Yeah.
So I just
slipped him in. Slips him in for the Terajuma quest.
Because he's obviously, it's obviously based off the
Jekyll and Hyde.
What's it called? Yeah, the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, whatever it's called. So there was always two sides.
Yeah. Let's see. Does Rena MC canonically do side quests? Since Karina always had a DLC, aka Karen always does, and Dylan is always in the underground with Party Gal finding him too, even if the end of the quest he is AWOL. I think canon is a loose word here because it entirely depends on the player's actions, so it's just like, yeah.
The Dylan and the Party Girl scene has actually been brought up, and there was supposed to be like an alteration where it's just Party Girl, because obviously if you do that on a quest, Dylan should not be there.
Yeah.
But I never really got around to it, so
that's a fix for 14.
It kind of fell to the back of my head, and I was like, oh
yeah,
I forgot about that.
I got a donated thing still. Here we go. Anonymous, which route do you prefer working on more? Is there any ending canon, or are they all canon depending on the player?
I really enjoyed working Renegade. It's so different, right? But I can't really definitively say which one I will come out liking more, because
compared to the original
Obviously, I think
ideas.
Paragon will always be my child because that one has
Yeah.
the main crux of the story in it, and it'll have everything, you know.
I think for
But
me,
I do
it's
love me some Renegade. I will say that.
yeah. I feel like Renegade is a nice change of pace, but I do think Paragon for me also will always remain my favorite, just because that's what has been worked towards for so long, and that is kind of like what is intended to happen, of course. So I feel like that's always just going to be special, like near and dear to me, in a way that Renegade. Like, of course, Renegade is fucking crazy and fun as hell, but it just has something special to it, you know? Paragon, it's just, yeah. There is one more from Polar Ticket. Yes. How much has the core story of Rejuve changed over time in terms of grand changes to the story, new characters being integrated or radically changed, or has anything of that sort, or anything of that sort compared to the original ideas?
So, Rejuvenation at its base has not really changed that much. Like,
It has,
the ending,
Yeah.
the middle part, the ending, the middle, and the beginning have always been consistent.
yeah, there's always been
all
the
of my
same
drafts.
story beats. The like the down to the very bone, it's always been fundamentally the same. But
But the journey has changed quite a bit.
yes,
Like how we get there, like how we get to those different points.
Yeah.
Like obviously the Aaron, the Alan, Alice
yeah,
did not exist. in
Yeah,
the
they
original
didn't.
Version. Florin did not exist. Like
Mhm.
stuff like that.
There's also,
So-
of course, the stuff with Beth that you talked a while back.
Yeah,
talked
like,
about that.
Beth
that-
is a huge one because Beth was supposed to be Venom's spot right now. Like,
Yeah.
But like Million's already blonde.
yeah.
We don't need two blondes running around
And then there's
causing time paradoxes.
yeah. Then there's the fuck. Oh, right. The Nightmare School that was so wildly different in execution compared to what it is now.
Yeah.
But it still had like the same like
It
conclusion
had the same
Do you
eventually.
have any direct inspiration
did,
for
yes.
M2 specifically?
Yeah. This is the last question. I just got another donation. This is the last one we will be answering because it's 11:30. I have to switch games in a bit, or I have to switch things. Do you have any direct inspiration for M2 specifically from Anonymous? I think we talked about it earlier. That's the thing.
It's hard to say M2. There's no direct like inspiration. She's like a culmination of a lot of things. I wrote a whole post about M2 on Tumblr like a long time ago.
Yeah.
But this is like really weird, but she's really based off of like Barbie. You know how
Dress
You know how
up. You
Barbie
can dress
has-
her up in all
yeah.
kinds of clothes.
Barbie has like she's like everything. She's like
Yeah.
she's a doctor, she's a pilot, she's a freaking lawyer. So yeah, and it's so funny because when I was working M2, the Barbie movie just came out, and like there was all like those million types of Barbies. I'm like, wow. I was gonna say I took from this movie now. I cry.
Okay, well, that is it for the Q&A. This is also the end of the dev commentaries part of the stream. Thank you guys so much for joining. Holy shit. We absolutely fucking crushed the stretch goal. I am so incredibly happy that we are at 1,900 euros, and of 1,908 euros, in fact, which is an insane amount to me. That's so much. Last time I did a charity stream, we only hit like a little bit above 1,000, so this is like way above that. I'm extremely happy. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for all the money you're giving me.
I'm gonna hit you over the head with a frying pan at some point, I swear to God.
Bonk.
This is not the
fun.
end of the stream, by the way. After this, I still have like 2 hours to go. I'm going to be playing Minecraft with horror mods. I tried a little bit out of it earlier
I
today.
am being banished.
I nearly shot myself at the sound of a heartbeat. This is gonna be a fucking disaster for me. Okay, well, I will be switching calls. I will be joined by Ice and Ice and Rose probably, and maybe some other people. So you'll see what happens. Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was
First of
really
all.
fun to talk again as well with like in call. It's been a long time.
It's been so long. Literally, oh my gosh, it's like the last time I think we talked was really over a bug.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And before that stream, we were like doing it was like the randomizer, right?
Yeah,
Was it that long
yeah,
ago?
it was the fucking Black and White 2 randomizer that we still haven't finished. We should probably start it over at some point if we want to,
I'm
but
fine with that. Yeah.
yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch to the different call. I'm gonna BRB really quick, and then we will be back for Minecraft. So thank you guys,
Okey-dokey.
and stick around if you want. We can still break that 2,500 goal, I think. But
Bye, everyone.
bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Let me see.